Well, well, well. Thank God it is Friday. I'm thankful for every single day, but nevertheless, thank God it's Friday, and thank God for family, thank God for friends, thank God for the Dallas Cowboys. And so, the Dallas Cowboys again, I'm just telling us the Cowboys are doing so many things right. It is not a lot of news out there about the Dallas Cowboys. But we're going to update some topics that we talked about yesterday. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver duo. There is an interesting story that dropped today, it might have been yesterday, about one George Pickens that I think will be very, very interesting. Also, we are going to look some more at this thing about Micah Parsons because for whatever reason, we just can't seem to let our ex go, even though he's our ex for a reason. We're going to talk about that and more things today on Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Hey, let's go. It is a gloomy Friday once again over here in the Dallas Metroplex. I don't know what's going on with this weather. I feel like I'm living in Seattle. But nevertheless, we are going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great things coming up the rest of this season. Now let's talk facts. Man, we got a show today. Now, some of these are going to be some quick hits. But I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Y'all might not be realizing what I'm telling you, man. I have scoured the internet. And once again, I have come up with some of the latest stories with the Dallas Cowboys. And if y'all haven't noticed, even some of the 3 and 4 letter networks and radio stations, they're talking about stuff that we talked about almost 2 or 3 days ago sometimes. Hey, man, it is what it is. All I'm telling you is I scrape and scrounge and scour so that I can bring you what's happening with the Dallas Cowboys. And shout out to some of y'all send me things in my email. Shout out to Angie the Rebel Chicks, always sending me stuff on X to keep me up to date with the Cowboys, to bring y'all some great things too. So I appreciate y'all, all of y'all. Best chat on YouTube. And let's talk about what the show gonna be about today. So we're gonna pick up and give an update what we were talking about yesterday about the Dallas Cowboys running back duo situation. One of the things that I want to implore us to do is, guys, let's have patience with the Dallas Cowboys. They are doing a lot of great things. The Dallas Cowboys know what they need. And I know they know they need to get a running back duo. And what we're going to talk about today is that duo on the team? We're not going to go outside of the team like yesterday. We're going to stay within the team. Then, Angie the Rebel Chick sent me an update, sent me a video about Caleb Downs and that number 2. So I want to give a Caleb Downs update on that number 2. Then we're going to talk about this George Pickens story that I found today. Very interesting story dropped about one George Pickens. Then got another quick hit we're going to talk about today. Dak Prescott and the number of drops, the number of yards that Dak Prescott has lost because of drops by his wide receiver. Angie sent me this today too, but I already had it, but I still appreciate her sending it to me. Then we're going to look at Ocho Cinco's top 10 wide receivers. And I don't think you'll be shocked at who is on there in the top 5 wide receivers. Then Skip Bayless was on ESPN First Take again for the first time in who knows how long. And it's so funny. Got a video of how Skip Bayless was acting. And, you know, it's more of a skit of how Skip Bayless was acting when he came back from First Take back to Gil's Arena. But even more than that, I want to show you people are a little bit behind on the discussion that we've already had about this issue about Michael Parsons. And again, there's nothing out there, so people just keep reaching for stories that, in the grand scheme of things, they're really not stories. But we're going to talk about it. Then, I saw something else today. They were talking about the top offenses going into 2026. And they were talking about in the NFC in particular, and I want to talk about Brian Schottenheimer's play calling today. Then, the official date of the scheduled release has been announced. We'll talk a little bit about that, and then we'll have a quick hit about Josh Butler. But man, I can't even run back down through that. You can see today's show is loaded. Let's go. Let's get it. Yay. Hey. Show is loaded on this gloomy Friday over here in the Dallas Metroplex. I'm hoping that it's sunny where you are. I'm hoping it's sunny where you are, but it is gloomy over here in the Dallas Metroplex. Let's get this roll call, and then we're going to get this show on the road. Best chat on YouTube. Let's see what we got going today. Him. What is going on? Him. I don't know what you talking about. This is a copy of Boss Cowboys stream. You haven't even seen it. Nah, that's one thing I don't do. Sorry to be, and I'm not even sorry. Him, let me update you on something. I don't watch other content creators anymore. And I don't watch other content creators anymore because I don't want to copy content. So, sorry to, I'm not even sorry. Just got to update you. Anybody who been here know I don't copy anybody's show. JP the Goog, what is going on? He says, G and the Dallas Cowboys family, God bless everybody and their families. Let's go. Frank Lawrence, what's going on? True Texan, howdy partner, what is going on? What's going on? Marlon Geek up in here, what up? Brother Holman, Bart from the 903. Y'all know where we from. What's going on, Bart? Carl Williams, what up? Davian Wallace, real estate vet from Las Vegas. What's going on with you? What's going on, Big Boss Dog? Good to see you. Michael Smooth, smoothest man on YouTube. What up, Mike Smooth? Everett, what's going on? 72 Chevelle just pulled up to the congregation. What is going on? Good to see you. Andre Johnson, what's up? Rico! Rico, you remember back in the day, that dude, Rico Suave? What's going on, Rico Suave? What up, Rico? Dordell Johnson, hey, much love to you too, bro. What's going on? Marlon Dillon, what is going on? Jacob Jackson in here, what is going on? Q-Town, what up with you? Tatiana in the crib. What up, Tatiana? JCT Slice, what up? He said, not sure about running back too. Dallas, I think, has to get off to a good start. If we do that, we take pressure off ourselves late in the year. By the way, stop hating Shady. We still have 4. Let's go. David Duvall, what is going on? Demetrius Noel, good to see you. Brandon Cup, what's going on? Mike Torres, what is going on? Mike said this. Brandy, she said, hey, my people. Now, you know to say, hey, my love. What's going on? Don't be afraid to show us love. What up, Bobby Young? Good to see you. Larry Golden, good evening. What is going on? Looking dapper in that new avatar there. I see you. Hey, I see you got the bald head there, Larry Golden. You like me. Just cut it off. Man, you looking like Stone Cold. Let's go. Looking like Stone Cold. Atkins Michelle, what is going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. What is going on? What's going on, Chris Kane? What's going on? He said he just got my white CD Lamb jersey. Let's go. Atkins Michelle, 903. You know how we do it. Let's go. Lisa Worley, what is up? Robert Dudley. Yeah, it's a great day. Hey, man, it's always a great day to wake up. But I tell you what, it's gloomy. Gloomy over here in this Dallas Metroplex for a while, man. What up, Jimmy Bailey? Clarence Baldwin, what is going on? Football fanatic, I haven't got about you. What is going on? What is going on, Tony Neesmo? Good to see you. All right, Freddie Morales, El Chuco in the crib. What's going on? All right, best chat on YouTube. Let's get this thing going. All right, guys. So we were talking about this just yesterday. We were talking about this issue that Brian Broaddus brought up. Brian Broaddus was asking the question, if we had a choice, would we get a running back or would we get a linebacker? And I'm pretty sure, just kind of answering that question now that I've thought about it, we would probably want a linebacker in the grand scheme of things. And again, like I told y'all yesterday, I believe the Cowboys are absolutely going to circle the block on one Jordan Brooks. I mean, the Cowboys have already circled the block. The Cowboys have already circled the block, at least 3 times on Jordan Brooks? And I think they're going to do it again. And the reason why I believe the Cowboys are not going to necessarily look for a running back is because I think they're first going to see if they have the running back. I think they're first going to see if they have the running back on the team. And the Cowboys may absolutely have the running back on the team. Because this is why I keep telling us, man, we got to be careful. We got to be patient with the Dallas Cowboys. I know there's not a lot of content out there about, especially negative content. And I'm telling you, any negative content is not coming from the Dallas Cowboys. There is nothing negative going on about the Dallas Cowboys. If there is something negative, people are creating it. Because the Cowboys have made so many great moves, especially this season. It is incredible. And sometimes that's why I keep reminding us, man, we got to step back and look at what this team is doing and understand how great it is that I mentioned it in the video that I made today. You know what's crazy? We're actually getting ran like not just a normal organization. We're getting ran like an organization that wants to win. Man, I'm sorry. We got to give the Cowboys credit on this. We're being ran like an organization that wants to win. And dare I say, I know nobody wants to say it out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud. We're actually functioning like we got a pretty good GM. Yeah, the GM has been GMing. The GM has actually been GMing. And so again, I'm just telling us we got a long way to go until the season, even though it seemed like time is moving in double time. Just calm down. Like I keep telling y'all, like I told you yesterday, be careful in them YouTube streets. Be careful in them YouTube streets. Don't get caught in no crossfires. Don't get caught in any negativity with the Cowboys. Cowboys are doing great. They are making moves, and I don't think they're done. Poobie D, what's going on, my brother? The Cowboys are not done. Just watch them continue to work. June 1st is coming. June 1st is coming, y'all. Cowboys are going to continue to tweak this team. They're going to continue to tweak this team. The preseason will be here. After the preseason, there'll be more things coming. Just be patient and watch the Cowboys work. They know what they need. They absolutely know what they need. And so this is why I want to talk about what we were talking about with the running backs yesterday. I want to talk about this whole thing about the running back duo. Because the Dallas Cowboys, I do believe that the Cowboys are prepared to really get a running back duo, but I think they believe that duo may be on the team. So what I think they're going to do, at least in training camp, they're going to see if that running back duo is there. So we already know that Javonte Williams is the number one running back on this team. And we got a couple of candidates, as I brought up yesterday. And Poobie D, I'm glad you came in right on time, Poobie D, because Poobie D has been saying this for a while. He's been saying this for a while. Anytime we bring up running backs, one of the things that Poobie D says is, let's see what Phil Maffa looks like. That's one of the people that he brings up. And so when we look at the Cowboys offense, That is exactly, there are three running back candidates that I believe the Cowboys are going to look at to see if they can actually be the number 2 running back to Javonte Williams. Because one thing we know about Javonte Williams, he got wore down last year. By the end of the season, he wasn't the same. He wasn't the same, and it was obvious he was hurt. I mean, he started getting really beat up towards the end. So we have to be careful that with Javonte Williams, we want him to be fresh just in case we go on a playoff run, which I do believe there's a great chance that we're going to make the playoffs. Bass is in the building. What up, Bass? What up, Bass? Everett, don't let the hype scare you, because that's just people talking. People going to talk no matter what you do. At the end of the day, Dallas Cowboys got to get it out there on the field. So as long as they put it on the field, it's all good. What's going on, Mr. Get Dirty? So when we look over here at the Dallas Cowboys, we already know Javonte Williams is the number 1 running back. So the Cowboys, of course, have Malik Davis. But we already know, come on, man, let's be honest how the Cowboys treat Malik Davis. Man, the Cowboys treat Malik Davis like basically when they can't get nobody else, they bring Malik Davis back to camp. Come on, man. Let's be honest in how they treat, in how they actually treat, and actually how they treat Malik Davis. I think the Cowboys like Malik Davis, but I think they're wanting something else. I think they're wanting a little bit more than Malik Davis. And so these are the candidates. I believe the Cowboys are going to give Jaden Blue an opportunity. If Jaden Blue can get his attitude together, the Cowboys are going to give Jaden Blue an opportunity. They're going to give him an opportunity. Jaden Blue is an explosive running back. He is explosive. Now, he's a little light in the pockets. We know Brian Schottenheimer said he liked them big backs. Jaden Blue a little light in the pockets. But Jaden Blue can actually be that 1-2 punch that if you want a running back that can get to the outside, you want a running back you can line up in the slot, you want a running back you can put in screens. Well, if Jaden Blue can get his attitude together, I think Jaden Blue can be that running back. And occasionally, not predominantly, I believe occasionally he can run between the tackles. But the running back that I'm the most excited about, it's Phil Maffa. He's bigger than Javonte Williams. If the Cowboys can get Phil Maffa going, he could very well be a very good. And I don't know if you would call Phil Maffa a number 2, because Phil Maffa for me would be more of the same as Javonte Williams. Big back between the tackles, not sure what he is on the outside. And then we got the guy that we drafted this year, Dominique Richardson. Another kind of a little smaller running back, got some speed, can probably get you some outside runs. I believe the Cowboys are really going to put Dominique Richardson to the test. And then there is what I'm calling the wild card, Israel Abanikanda. I've heard people pronounce this man's name so many different ways today. I don't know if it's Abanikanda, or Israel Abanikanda. I'm going to go somewhere in between. I looked at some film on Israel Abanikanda. And he is actually not, some people I think believes he's a power running back. Abanikanda is not a power running back. He's not a power running back. He's not actually even a between the tackles running back. He is actually an outside running back. It's not that you can't run in between the tackles, but he's more of an outside running back. He's a 4.4 40 guy. I pulled up some stuff today, and I'm gonna see if I can find it again. I forgot to put it in my notes, but it was very interesting some of the things that they were saying about Abanikanda in particular, because very fast, but he needs a lot of work. He still needs a lot of work. He really does. There's a reason why. There's a reason why I think he's been with the Jets, been with the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken. There's a reason. And There's a reason why he's with the Cowboys. I mean, when you get a running back, you got to understand, it's not that sometimes good running backs don't have to make the rounds, but in a league that's actually looking for very good running backs, there's a reason why Israel Abanikanda is here. So just looking at the team, the question is the second running back on the team? Is the second running back on the team? Bad says, got something for you. Would you take a dance with the devil, have the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, but after that, Dak either leaves us or retires? Would you shake the devil's hands? No way. I want to go for 2 or 3 more. If Dak wins the Super Bowl, I want him to do it again. I want him to do it again. That's what I want him to do. I want him to do what Troy did. Do it again. Do it again. Get you 1, get you 2. Now, let me give you something interesting here as we kind of talk about this thing with the running back duo. One of the things that I want us to be careful about, kind of as we look at this roster, because we keep, sometimes we'll say stuff like, oh, we want that veteran presence. Well, Javonte Williams is that veteran presence. And the one thing the Dallas Cowboys cannot be afraid to do, as it applies to running backs, they cannot be afraid to go with a young running back as the running back duo with one Javonte Williams. Don't be afraid to go with a rookie. And I'm going to tell you why I have come to this conclusion. Because I wanted to look at some of the running back duos in the league. And one of the running back duos that always seems to come up, even though they are not together any longer, the wide receiver, I don't know why, wide receiver duo because of Pickens and Lamb. Forgive me. Running back duos. The reason why I wanted to bring this up again, because again, I don't know what the first person in the chat was talking about, but in actuality, if he'd have been here yesterday, he'd have known we'd already talked about running backs because Brian Broaddus had already brought this up. But I want to revisit it because we've talked about before how Javonte Williams wore down towards the end of the season. And so I wanted to look at the Detroit Lions because in my memory, the Detroit Lions has probably had one of the best running back duos that we've had over the last 2 to 3 seasons. And so I want you to pay attention to something that the Detroit Lions did. And this is why I'm saying that we don't need to be afraid of going with one of these young running backs on this team. We don't need to be afraid of going with one of these young running backs as being the second running back with Javonte Williams. Let's see what these other running backs are because they might already be on the team. Because I want you to look at something that the Detroit Lions did. When you look at what the Detroit Lions did to get this running back duo of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, they already had Montgomery. He was drafted in 2019. He was drafted in the 3rd round, 73rd overall by the Detroit Lions. So then what the Detroit Lions came back and did in 2023, they went and got Gibbs. They went and got Jahmyr Gibbs at number 12 overall. And while I'm not comparing Jahmyr Gibbs to Jaden Blue, Dominique Richards, even Phil Maffa, but what I am saying is we've already got Javonte Williams, who has proven that he is once again a very dominant running back. So when we look on the roster, the issue is, I believe, that we really need to see. I think we already know what Malik Davis is. And I think that's the issue of why the Cowboys kind of keep doing what they do with Malik Davis. But at the end of the day, it is obvious the Cowboys are saying this without saying it. They're going to give Jaden Blue an opportunity. They're going to give him an opportunity. Not only are they going to give him an opportunity, I think they're going to give Phil Maffa an opportunity. They're going to give Israel Abanikanda probably some type of a opportunity. And Dominique Richardson, he's definitely going to get an opportunity. So the running back may actually already be here. Because I'm going to tell you this. If we get our tackle situation fixed, almost anybody can run behind almost any of these running backs can run behind a good offensive line. Almost any of these running backs can. So the issue is, can you get Jaden Blue? Can you get it? Can you get him in gear? That's really the question: is can you get Jaden Blue? Can you get Phil Maffa healthy? And see what Israel Abanikanda is, and what is Dominique Richardson? So that's going to be it. You got to see before you just go out there panicking and say, hey, let's go out here. And again, when you look at these running back streaks, we looked at this yesterday. When you look out in these running back streaks, there's really only a couple of these guys that I would really be looking for. There's only a couple of these guys that I would be looking for and looking at. Let's see, let's pull it up again. Who's left out there? And the guy who we talked about yesterday is, I'm still saying, man, I wouldn't mind. There are a couple of players, a couple of running backs out here that if I were the Cowboys, I would be looking at. One of them is Chubb. I wouldn't mind the Cowboys bringing in Chubb. Why not? I think Chubb would be great for the Cowboys. If I were the Cowboys, I would definitely be looking at Chubb. And then who was the guy the other day I mentioned? Name slipped my mind, played for the Texans. Now, the thing about Chubb is Chubb has had a few issues. I mean, not Chubb. No, Joe Mixon. That's who it is. Joe Mixon has had a couple issues. Chubb has had some injury issues. I'm not even looking at Najee Harris, even though I've seen some stuff he put on X. Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb, if I were the Cowboys, if I were looking outside, Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon would probably be what I would be looking at. Maybe Kareem Hunt. But I do believe the Cowboys first, because they did this last year with Miles Sanders. I believe the Cowboys, they're going to look inside first, and they're going to see if Jaden Blue or Phil Maffa can be that duo. And the reason why I'm saying this is I don't think the Cowboys, I don't think they believe they don't need a duo. I think what they're saying first is we want to see if that duo is on the team. Because last year, Malik Davis, he looked pretty good. But I think they want to see what Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, Dominique Richards, and Abanikanda is. Tony Hubbard said he thinks we're good at running back. And that's why I say, Tony Hubbard, we cannot be afraid. And when I say we, I'm not making no doggone decision. I'm not making no decisions for the Cowboys. The Cowboys can't be afraid to go with what they already have on the team. They cannot be afraid. You got to give it an opportunity. And so we'll see what happens, but I do believe the Cowboys already know they need another running back. I'm sure they saw what Javonte was. Dominique, yeah, he says definitely need a running back too. And so Dominique, we got to see if that running back is on the team. And the Cowboys are going to have plenty of time to do it. CGW said going to be a committee, meaning Williams 1, Dominique Richardson, and Maffa. Man, I'm telling you, they're probably going to give Dominique Richardson a real, I believe he is the guy they have brought in to really push Jaden Blue. And we're going to see what's going on with Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue, I don't know exactly what's going on with him, but if you let Brian Schottenheimer tell it, all I can do is go by what he's saying. Jaden Blue got some kind of attitude issues. That's all I know. Tony Hubbard said as long as they can pick up the blitz on third down, running the ball is fundamental. Yeah, and when you start looking at guys who can play on third down and take on those blocks, probably not going to be looking at Jaden Blue. You definitely would be looking at Phil Maffa, though. you definitely would be looking at Phil Maffa. There's no doubt about it. You'd be looking at Phil Maffa. He's bigger than Javonte Williams. Not sure about a Bunny Conda. Dominique Richardson is a little bit of a smaller kid too. So that's a good point that you bring up there. Andre Johnson, Joe Mixon would be nice. I'm telling you, the culture, I think, is right to bring in a guy like a Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon has had a few issues, but I do think that Joe Mixon might be able to thrive in this Dallas Cowboys system. Brandy, we got Israel Abanikanda last year somewhere. Let me see if I can pull up. I had some stuff pulled up on him today, and I thought there were some very interesting things that they said about Abanikanda. And when you kind of hear them talk about him, you kind of realize, okay, I realize now why he is on the Dallas Cowboys and why he has actually been through a couple of teams already. Sometimes when you get these players that they start, these players, they kind of show up, and I know every time the Cowboys get somebody, we're like, oh yeah, welcome to the Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And I'm just kind of like, okay, let's kind of pump the brakes a little bit. I mean, he's been on a cup. Let me pull up his history. I mean, I didn't even realize he's been on, looks like he's been on the Green Bay Packers. So it looks like he's trying to find a home for the most part. Yeah, he's been with the he was drafted by the New York Jets. He was claimed off waivers by the 49ers December 3rd, 2024. Let me show you this on the screen. He been around just a little bit. Selected by the Jets in the 5th round, 143rd overall. 2023 NFL draft. He played 6 games as a rookie, rushing for 70 yards on 22 carries. He was waived December 2nd, 2024. Now, when you kind of listen to his scouting report, you'll understand, I think, why some of these teams let him go. He's not a power back. Don't even get that confused. He's not a power back by far. San Francisco 49ers claimed him off waivers. December 3rd, 2024, waived July 24, 2025. Couldn't really get on the field, looks like. Green Bay Packers claimed him off waivers July 25th, 2025. He was released August 26, 2025, so he didn't make the final cut. Re-signed to the practice squad and ultimately released on September 8, 2025. Then the Dallas Cowboys picked him up November 3rd, 2025, signed a reserve future contract with the team on January 6, 2026. So, this is what he is. This is what he is. And so, just understand, we got to be careful sometimes. I think we try to be the smartest people in the room. I mean, there's a reason why. There's a reason why he's with the Cowboys right now. What's going on, Queen? What's going on, what's going on, Lisa Worley? Yeah, there's a reason why he's with the Cowboys. Coyote, what's going on? He said Blue was popping off that last game, all right, but they need to use a combination of Blue and Lipke. Man, I said this yesterday, Coyote. Cowboys don't know what to do with Lipke. They don't even know what to do with Lipke, man. Let's tell you now, they don't know what to do with it. What's going on, Yava? What's going on? What happened to Jaden Blue? Nothing at this point other than what the Cowboys have been saying about him. So we're going to see what's up. Football Fanatic, I'm thinking the same thing. Not only will Blue be more up to speed, I also think Phil Maffa's going to be up to speed. Coyote said, Chubb is washed. Big Z said, so you come to one of those guys started if something would have happened to Williams. Yes, if they can. Phil Maffa can fill the Javonte Williams role, I believe, Big Z. Because Phil Maffa is actually bigger than Javonte Williams. He's bigger, and he can run the ball. You just got to make sure he's healthy. So, if Phil Maffa can come out here, and he was looking pretty good last year in camp. Maffa was looking good in camp. I don't even know what happened with Maffa. I believe the Cowboys just put Maffa on the shelf on purpose. I believe they put Maffa on the shelf on purpose. I really do. I think they wanted to give him a year to get his body right. I really do. But again, I'm not going to be mad either way if the Cowboys go out there and I'm definitely not going to be mad if they would go get Mixon. 72 Chevelle said Mixon was hurt all year last year. Yeah, and again, when you look out there on that free agency market, it's slim pickings out there. So you just got to really make a very good decision on who you're going to get. But I think they got to give what they have a chance. I really do think they have to give because Conda, if I'm not mistaken, he's actually more of a Jaden Blue type of running back. He really is more of that type of running back than he would be a Javonte Williams replacement. He's not that type of running back. He's not that type of running back that you're just going to just bang all up through the middle. That's just not what he is. It's not what he is. I mean, let me see if I can pull up. Let's see what Scout D. I'm going to pull up what Scout D said about him if it's not too much music in here. Well, let me just show you what he said about him. I saw a couple of different things today. I should have saved them. But this is what Scout D said about him. Top end speed, vision production in space. I've also heard that his vision isn't so good in space. Age, mileage, not overly physical. Not overly physical. And understand, Brian Schottenheimer's style of running is actually a physical style of running. This is not Israel Abanikanda. So we're going to see if he can work his way, if he can make this Cowboys roster this year. But, just kind of looking at that play right there, this is kind of what you are getting with Abanikanda. So again, don't get it confused. Abanikanda is not Javonte Williams part 2. He's just not. He's not Javonte Williams part 2. He's not. And I watched a lot of things they said about him today. And again, some of the things they were saying about him is, to me, sounded a lot like Jaden Blue. If you can get him to the outside, he's got 4.4 speed. He's very fast. He can get out there. But not an overly physical running back. Not a guy that's going to break a bunch of tackles. He's not that guy. He's not that short yardage guy. So understand what he is. And I think that's one of the reasons why, even when you think about the teams that he's been with, I think that's one of the reasons why he hasn't made those teams in the long run. But Abanikanda, he is what he is. And that's not saying anything bad about him. It's just he is what he is. He's more of a Jaden Blue type of running back. Don't put in your mind he's a Javonte Williams. Because again, even when you look at some of the highlights from the Jets, and there are very few. Don't let people fool you. This is him. Look at what they're doing. They try to get him to the outside. Doesn't mean he can't get in between the tackles. You just got to make sure. This is another one of these plays you see a lot. When you see him, now see how open the hole is? Well, of course he's going to run through there. And even then, that wasn't a power run. Just did a little spin move in that crowd and got out there and he, boom, got that little touchdown. But again, that's no hate on Abanikanda. Just understand there's a reason why he's with Dallas. So he's just going to be he's going to be a one of the running backs that when you look at the roster, Abanikanda, when you look at the Cowboys roster, Abanikanda, I just got news for us. He's not head and shoulders better than even Malik Davis. Jaden Blue looked pretty good last year. We'll see. Phil Maffa, we'll see what he looks like healthy. And then Dominique Richardson, we're going to see with him. Dominique Richardson is another one of those little smaller, quick running backs that can kind of get to the outside. And that may be absolutely what the Dallas Cowboys are looking for. But I think what's going to happen is they get into training camp. I think they'll be kind of looking at some things to see what they're working with. And then they'll wait. We'll see what happens post June 1st. They'll wait and see what happens after camp. And then if they feel like they need a running back, I think they're going to get one. I do. I think they're going to get one. I don't think they're done. Frank Lawrence, he said, Jerry did everything we asked for, hiring the entire defensive coaching staff, signed 17 new players on defense, kept high-octane offense, same Dak, Pickens, CD, Javonte, Trigg. Yeah, and hey, Trigg. Man, Schoolmaker better get ready. Trigg is going to push this man. Yeah. Jerry passed on Derrick Henry. Was that Johnny Walker Blue? Hey, man, I'm just saying. Jerry has been GMing. Jerry has definitely been GMing. There's no doubt about it. JCT Slice said Colin Cowherd, let's stop his. He said Josh Allen is the best quarterback he's ever seen. Yeah, he ain't been looking very far then. He ain't been looking at football very long if Josh Allen is the best quarterback he's ever seen. There's been some great, I don't know what he talking about on that. Yeah, he definitely on something, saying something like that. Josh Allen is good, but I ain't even going as far as one of the best I've ever seen at this point. What up, there will be blood, aka the new Dallas Cowboys defense name. What's going on? Robert Dudley said we welcome people that don't unpack your bags if you're not going to give it your all. Yeah. 72 Chevelle, you know, it's funny about Lipke. Lipke's not a bad player. I just think the Cowboys don't know what the heck to do with him. They just don't know what the heck to do with it. All right, Mr. Furley. Oh, I remember Mr. Furley. I remember Mr. Farley. What's going on? He said Richardson doesn't have Williams or Moffa's power or Blue's speed. He seems very average to me. Yeah, we're gonna see. I think the Cowboys are gonna give him a shot. Yeah, Moffa is a very big back for sure. And I think they're gonna give him a shot. There will be blood. Nixon is perfect. Yeah, I'd like to see him. I'd love. Sure, I definitely like. I would not be mad if they brought in Mixon. Definitely wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if they brought in Chubb either. I wanted them to get Chubb last year. Robert Dudley said, "Gee, I said the same with number 37, Phil Moffa." Yeah, I really think the Cowboys are gonna give him a shot. I do. Hey, Jared, I tell you right now, I don't know about the Messiah, but I tell you this: the Cowboys, every time they figure out they need a running back and somebody didn't work out, they call Malik Davis off them streets, man. Angie, what is going on? My unofficial co-host is in the building. What is going on with you, Angie? We're gonna give you the fire sound effect. What is going on? Good to see you. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. That's kind of where we are as far as running backs go. So at this point in time, we just got to wait and see what it is. Dominique said, we were so excited about Blue, 4.2 speed and haven't yet to see it. He runs too scary in my opinion. Dominique, you know, I don't know if he runs scary as much as Brian Schottenheimer had him running out of his element. Dominique, he's not a between the tackle runner. I mean, he's just not. He's not a between the tackle runner. And I think that's what Brian was trying to get him to do. He was trying to get him to be a between the tackles runner. It's just not what he is. He's that guy. He wants to run to the outside, pick and choose, see if he can get, he can get through a hole, hit that burst of speed and go. And if not, get out of bounds. And Shotty likes those real physical running backs. 72 Chevelle said if Blue don't see a 10-foot hole, he goes in the shock. See, and that's what he is. But again, that's why I'm saying Israel Abanikanda, while he may not be scared, Abanikanda is a similar type of running back with that 4.4 speed. So basically, you're just trying to get him also to the outside. Enoch Taylor, what's going on? He said, Jerry doing a great job with letting the coaching staff handle business. Doing exactly what a GM is supposed to do. Yeah. He's doing exactly what a GM is supposed to do. Lost in Translation said, I would swing Hunter out of the backfield. Me too. SDSU knew exactly what to do with him. I would too. I'd even line him up at tight end. What's going on, Timothy Govin? All right, but that's, again, running back duo. The Cowboys, I believe, are going to let these guys prove themselves. They're going to let these guys prove themselves and see if the running back 2 is on the team. I believe they are going to give them every opportunity to prove that they can play that running back number 2 spot. I do. Dominique, he said, y'all want me to pack school bags for him? Yes, we do. We do. Yes, we would love for you to pack up Schoonmakers. I wish the Cowboys could get a trade for Schoonmaker. Maybe somebody else. I said last year, man, I really wish the Cowboys would make a call to Harbaugh, ex-Michigan guy, send him over there to the Chargers. See if Harbaugh could do something with him and see if Harbaugh would give us something back. See if he would give us something back for Schoonmaker, man. See if he'd give us something back. Robert Dudley said Rico Dollar, Malik Davis got that heart. Davis just waiting for his opportunity. Well, I can tell you this, Robert Dudley. Once the Cowboys run out of options at running back, guess who they call on the phone all the time? They call Malik Davis. He looked pretty good last year. I still say they're looking for something a little bit more, though, and that's why they're looking for something a little bit more. And so we got another battle coming on our hands in the running back room. We're gonna have a battle on our hands. And I'm good. I'm good with it too. I'm good for it. Finswick, he said, hoping the Cowboys would have drafted the running back. Drafted the running back Mike Washington. Yeah, I think the Cowboys are basically saying they're going to give the running backs on the team a chance. Ryax, the fan said, Schoon looking for real estate in Jacksonville right now. Hey man, if I was them, I'd try to trade him over to the Chargers. Oh yeah, Angie, I didn't even think about that. Great point. Yeah, Angie, especially since they're mad about Mekhi Lemon. Maybe the Cowboys could give him a Schoon on the cool. Since they mad at the Cowboys about Mekhi Lemon. All right. So let's move over here to Caleb Downs.
Yes! Here we go!
Again, shout out to Angie the Rebel Chicks. Now, Angie, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. So, if the Cowboys give Caleb Downs that number 2, and if they don't, but I don't think you want the number 13. So, when the Cowboys, because I believe the Cowboys are going to give Caleb Downs that number 2 jersey number, Angie the Rebel Chicks, you tell me what you think, because I believe they're going to do it. When the Cowboys give Caleb Downs that number 2 jersey number, I'm going to buy that jersey for Angie the Rebel Chicks. Man, y'all might not realize it, man. Angie the Rebel Chicks, she got to be one of the hardest working women in Cowboys Nation. Angie be on it. She be on it. She sent me this update on Caleb Downs, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to give you that number 2 jersey, Angie. I believe they're going to get him that number 2 jersey. Now if you let's kind of wait until the beginning of the season. If you want that 13, you want that 13, you can have it. But I think that 13 might turn out to be a collector's item, if anything, because I believe he's going to get in that number 2. But I'm going to get you that number 2 jersey when the football season start, when they get that number 2. Yeah. Hey, Angie, you put in the work. You are a diehard Cowboys fan. There is no doubt about it. So, Angie sent me this update today. And I want to talk about this thing about wearing number 2. Because I just believe it's just a bunch of suspense. That's what I believe it is.
I used to wear 24.
I believe he is eventually going to get that number 2. I really do. I think he's going to get that number 2. But Angie sent me a story that he talked about that number 2, that I don't think he tripping necessarily on that number 2. But now I'm kind of like, yeah, I think Caleb Downs wants that number 2. And I believe that Jerry is going to get that number 2 for him. This is the story. I appreciate what Angie sent this to me today. This is a very powerful story. Check this out. This is Caleb Downs talking about that number 2.
When I was a kid, I used to wear 24, which was Kobe's number because he was my favorite player as a kid. And then when I moved teams, the kid that had 24 wouldn't give it up. So I was actually like sad about it at first. And then they were like, you can wear number 2. And it was like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. But it became, there's 2 things that are more important than me playing football. my faith in Jesus Christ and my family. So those two things is what I wear on my chest every game, and those are the two most important things in my life.
Wow. Whoa. Okay. I see why you said this to me now, Angie. Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Yeah, his faith is tied to that number 2. Oh, yeah, the two things that are the most important to him. Now, see, I really appreciate this clip because he is not wanting that number 2 for reasons that other people may want a certain number. He's not wanting that number for the reason that some people want numbers. Their favorite player. No, it's powerful. The two most important things to him. His family and his faith. I don't know any other way to, hey, I'm telling you right now, after seeing that video, nah, Jerry gonna get that man that number 2. Shoot. Man, Jerry gonna get that man that number 2. There is no doubt about it. And again, he didn't emphasize that number as in that number, as in it's related to football. And that's the part that I love. Because some people, they relate these numbers to football and people and all of these different things. His tie-in is just beautiful, man. It's just beautiful. Let's do that one more time.
When I was a kid, I used to wear 24, which was Kobe's number because he was my favorite player as a kid. And then when I moved teams, the kid that had 24 wouldn't give it up. So I was actually like sad about it at first, and then they were like, you can wear number 2, and it was like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. But it became, there's two things that are more important than me playing football. My faith in Jesus Christ and my family. So those two things is what I wear on my chest every game, and those are the two most important things in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I know why you don't want that number 13 now. Yeah, I know why you don't want that number 13 now, Angie. I see you. I'm telling you, after hearing that, shoot, if I'm Kobe Durant, I'll give him that number after hearing that, boy. That's, woo. Boy, that's powerful right there. That is powerful. Absolutely powerful right there. I don't know any other way to put it. That is powerful. It's powerful. CGW said, well, if that puts the S on his chest, give him the number 2. Oh, I like that, man. I like that. Yeah, Angie the Rebel Chicks, that should change a lot of people's minds for the right reason. And again, for him, that number is bigger than football. That should definitely change a lot of people's minds. That's a powerful clip right there. Appreciate you sending that to me. Yeah, that got you that number 2 jersey. That and your hard work. Appreciate you and your support. Appreciate you. That is absolutely great. Yeah, Bass. Hey, man, Bell. Hey, with everything that Bell going through, hey, he might be giving up that. Well, the Cowboys have extended him, so he gonna have at least one more year. But he definitely need to come out that 14, man. Bell, give up that 14, man. Get that 14 to Kobe. Get that 14 to Kobe Durant, man. Give that 14 to Kobe Durant, and you take that 13. What's going on, Dallas Cowboys 92? What's going on? Yeah, that's a great story. And also kind of listening to something that was said over on DLLS. It sounds like his father is saying that number 2 is a work in progress. Let me see here.
Gary, I get fired if I don't ask the bad question first, but we saw Caleb wearing 18, and now he's wearing 13, and I can go buy that 13 right now. Is he wearing 13? Are we trying to get 2? What are we doing?
I believe he's wearing 13 for the OTAs, but I think 2 is still a work in progress. There's a lot of dominoes that's got to fall for him to get 2. But he said if the number don't matter, he's gonna play the same regardless. When it comes to ball.
Now, I like this part. This is a young man that is raised the right way. He's raised the right way. He said no matter what the number is, he's going to play the same way. Now, that's humility. So Downs has already set the stage that if he don't get the number, Calm down, Cowboy fans. Calm down, Cowboys fans. If he don't get the number, he's still going to ball out. Yeah, okay, let's go.
It's going to be about football. It's not going to be about social media, not going to be about his marketing, and it's not going to be about a number. He understands he has to prove himself. And so when in regards to the number, he knows that that is not the main thing. He's also a team builder, and he understands if someone else has that number, he's not going to go in and just take it away from him. That if that player gets traded or gets cut, it's what it is. And then he's very frugal with his resources, his money. So he's not all about this paying money.
See, I love this part of what they are talking about with Caleb Downs. This is what you call good parenting. The main thing is the main thing. It's football. If he don't get it, he ain't going to trip. And he not going to put undue pressure on Kobe Durant. I like what he's saying. Not going to put no pressure on him. You're not going to put no pressure on Kobe Durant. Now, Kobe Durant, as far as I know, he ain't getting cut or traded. He ain't getting cut or traded. He ain't getting cut or traded. But nevertheless, his father is really laying down the law of, hey, man, this is not he ain't tripping on this about no number 2. He's not going to do it. Poopy D said Durant need to walk up to the kid and say, go be great. I will not be surprised if he does that. And also, Jerry Jones put like $500,000 in his pocket. I won't be surprised. But I like what his father is saying. His father is saying that no matter what, he's going to go out there and ball out, and it's not about no number. Angie, you are definitely right. His parents sure did raise him right. Remember, his dad was a running back in the NFL? I mean, this matters. This matters. And then I like the other part that he just said. He very frugal with his money. He ain't paying for no jersey. He said he is not paying for no jersey. Because I told you, man, people would normally buy numbers. He ain't paying for no jersey. He ain't paying for it. So at the end of the day, if he gets it, Kobe Durant going to have to give it to him. Kobe Durant's going to have to give it to him, or Jerry's going to have to buy it from Kobe Durant and give it to him. But I like how he's talking. I do. I like how he's talking. I do.
This dude is tight with his money. He saves his money. He just not like that, man. I mean, he's always looking for. He's always looking for a deal. I worked with this guy named Carl Torbush. And Carl was like, if it's free or cheap. If it's free, take 3. I'm not saying Caleb is, if it's free.
Let's go.
I'm not saying Caleb is that bad, but he is very frugal. But it's about the main thing. And ball's the main thing. The number is a tertiary, third order thing. And when he gets a chance to get 2, I'm sure he'll get it. But he's not focused on it. His mom, my wife, his mom, she's serious about that number 2. But he's like, Mom, that don't matter.
That's why you need your mother and your father in your life right there. That's why you need your mother and your father in your life. Shoot, man, you need your mother and your father in your life, man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the mamas, boy. Boy, them mamas will tear up some stuff over them cheering, man. Shoot, don't play around with the mamas when it comes to them cheering. Them mamas will move every obstacle if you allow them to. They'll move every obstacle. That's how mama is. Man, my wife, boy, hey, let me tell you something about that. If y'all don't know this, there is nothing like the relationship between mothers and sons. There is nothing. Hey, you can tell me anything you want to about mothers and daughters. Mothers and sons, mamas will tear up some stuff over them sons, man. I ain't playing. Mamas will tear up some stuff over them sons. Shoot, mama don't play about them sons. And fathers don't play about them daughters. Fathers do not play about them daughters. They will tear up some stuff over them daughters. Shoot. Better hear me what I'm telling you. That's good parenting right there. Young man raised right by his father and his mother. Raised right by both of them. Hey, man, you can tell that part where he had to keep his mom in check. That's coming from his daddy. Yeah, man. Shoot. Angie said, hey, Angie, I'm telling you, Angie said his mom's mad about it. Dad was nice about it. Angie, that's why you need your mother and your father. Man, them mamas will tear up some stuff over them sons, boy. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they will tear up some stuff over them sons. They don't play when it comes to them sons. Shoot. They don't play when it comes to them sons. True Texas said, Bob is the best friend a soul will ever have, and I miss mine so much. Shoot, me too, True Texan. I told some people that last week, boy, when your mama's still here, boy, as a son, especially, boy, you don't know. You don't know, boy, what a relationship is like until you know what a son and a mama relationship is like. Well, tear up some stuff. Tear up some stuff, man. I have to work with my wife sometime about them sons of hers, man. They my sons, too. They my sons, too, but the boys, shoot. Woo! Angie said, sure miss my dad. Hey, Angie, I know I miss my mama, too. I miss my mom, too. Ain't nothing like them relationships. Shoot. The wheel, there will be blood says, sounds like they're still petitioning on the slide for that number for his son throwing mommy. Boy, you ain't lying, boy. You ain't lying, boy. Amen. Amen. Shoot. Hey, it'd be a great Mother's Day present. You know what? I don't remember which one of y'all said this yesterday, but I'm leaning more towards this same thing as one of y'all said yesterday. Kobe Durant, man, if you want to shoot your shot at Caleb Downs' sister, boy, it'd be a great Mother's Day present to give Caleb Downs that jersey, man. Man, give Caleb Downs' sister that jersey. Tell her to give it to her mama. Tell her to give it to Caleb Downs. Man, be a great shoot. It'd be a great Mother's Day present. Good way to shoot your shot. Bear said, yes, mom can be like bears. Whenever you see the daddy raising the cubs in the wild, shoot. Man, don't you mess with them sons. Boy, you don't mess with them sons, boy. Them fathers have to hold them back sometimes. Poopa D said, my mom would say, y'all better leave my son alone before I hurt somebody. Every time, boy. Shoot. Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Mamas go to war, boy, for them sons. Mama go to war for sons. And fathers will unalive somebody about them daughters. I ain't playing. Them fathers will unalive somebody about them daughters, boy. I don't know why them relationships is like that, but that's how it is, man. But, man, I appreciate you sending that to me, Angie. That is a great, great story about Caleb Downs, and that is definitely great as it applies to his mother and father. Again, it just goes to show you, man, this young man is raised the right way. He's raised the right way, man. He just is. He's just raised the right way. I like it. Oh, okay. Was that Dominique Pickens said that about giving that jersey, shooting your shot? Shoot. Dang. Frank Lawrence, I still say it's all drama. It's not drama, it's suspense. Cowboys are making a ton of money off this. They made money off the number 18 jersey. Years from now, it'll probably be a collector's item if the world's still here. The number 13 will be a collector's item if the world is still here. And then he gonna get that number 2. They will have capitalized on all 3 of those jersey sales. And you know what's even crazier? Somebody, Frank Lawrence, is gonna buy all 3 of those jerseys.
Let him cook.
Trying to find my cash register. I was trying to find my cash register because Frank Lawrence, somebody gonna buy all 3 of them jerseys. Somebody gonna buy all 3. Yep. Rose, he says, y'all just made me call my mama. Man, let me tell you something. You should. Man, I was telling somebody just last week, Rose, man, sometimes when I look at my phone and my mom's number is still in my phone, boy, it just messes me up, boy. Just messes me up to see that number in the phone and you can't call. Boy, people just don't understand, boy. Better appreciate them while they're here. Because a lot of times we don't appreciate them when they're here, and then when they're gone, we sad, man. Shoot. Man, when you see your mama's number in your phone, boy, you better give her a phone call. Give her a phone call. I don't care if you just ask her what she cooking. Shoot. I don't care if you call and ask her what she cooking, man. And don't let Mother's Day be the only day that you tell your mama that you appreciate her. Tell your mama you appreciate her every opportunity you get, man. Because you never know when it's going to be your last. You just never know. Tough. 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 Dominique, you same way. You still got your dad number in your phone? Man, I'm telling you, every time I see my mom's number in my phone, man, it just mess with me, boy. Just mess with me, because I can't call it. It's tough. There Will Be Blood said I was the only son with 2 sisters, the middleman, and I missed my mother going on 3 years. Ooh, man. Prayers, bro. It's tough. I know, man. It's tough. Azteca, what's going on? Papa Shug said the Lord blessed me with 2. Thank God one is still here. Yeah. Tough, man. Yeah, Mr. Get Dirty, man. I'm going to tell you. Yeah, you say you still don't check your voicemail. It might break you down. Boy, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I messed up and did that one time, and I think the number at the time hadn't been given to somebody. Boy, I messed up and heard my mama's voice on that answer machine. Oh, my gosh. On that voicemail, boy, like to mess me up. Boy, like to mess me up. Mess me up bad, boy. Woo! Mess me up bad. Boy, y'all stop, man. Y'all stop. Like to mess me up bad, boy. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Rose. I'm glad you called your mama, man. 70 Fan Show said my sister bought a brand new Chevrolet Chevelle. Beautiful car. It got totaled by a deer. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I hope she's all right. Baz said, I don't have either one of my parents' numbers in my phone. Been years, miss them. Just not all in a good space, but I love them. Someday for now, mine is the focus. Yeah, man. Got to take care of them children. Yep. Tough. What's going on, GWC? Good to see you. Man, Jay, hey, man. Baz, I pray for my children every single day, man. Every single day, I do. Yeah, Dominique. Ooh, that's tough, bro. You still got the voicemail of your pops, man. Ooh, that's tough, bro. Ooh. That's tough, bro. That's tough right there. Ooh. Still got the voicemail in your phone. Incognito says, Happy Mom's Day in advance to all moms in the chat. I concur. Enoch Taylor, he said, I miss my mom. I remember taking something from class and know I did it. And my mom came up there and stood in front of that teacher like I was an angel. That's what the mamas do, boy. You know how it is, Enoch. You know how the mamas is. Tatiana said, yeah, I got both of my dad's phone numbers. I was a daddy's girl, one and only. Yeah. 72 Chevelle, 32 years, mom been gone, 24 years as dad. Nothing, miss nothing more and never will. Yeah, bro. Know what you mean. See, Burleson, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you. Please do. Text your mama every morning. Don't you ever stop. Angie said my dad's voice is on my mom's voicemail still because they shared cell phones. Woo! That's tough. It's tough. I don't think I'd ever be able to play that voicemail, Angie. I wouldn't. Miss Matrix, what is going on? My mom passed since 2014 and my brother gave his daughter her phone number. Oh, man. I had to block my niece, y'all. Can't stand seeing another pop up. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, I wouldn't be able to handle that. I wouldn't be able to handle that, Miss Matrix. I wouldn't be. I'm with you. I'd probably have to block too. I'd have to block too. Oh man, good son, 5 Live lost my mom 3 years ago. Good son. Let me tell you something. It ain't gonna never go away. It ain't gonna never go away. You learn to live with it, but the older you get, it never goes away. Never goes away. What's going on, French Eyes? Good to see you. What's going on? Tatiana said my dad passed the day before my birthday. Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough. Countryfield said Mother's Day would be tough for me. My family and my dad passed away on last year on Mother's Day. Oh, my. Countryfield, that's tough. Angie said dad passed away last year, day before Christmas. Oh, that's tough. Those are tough days because you're going to always remember them, too. Whew. Bad said, who the hell left these onions here? Boy. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Y'all got me messed up in this thing. Hey, man, I'm going to stop reading these comments, boy. Y'all got me messed up. Hold on. I'm going to read a couple of more, man. I'm going to read a couple of more. My sister, Queen, she said, Jill got married on May 9th, Mother's Day, May 10th. Mom went in the hospital May 11th, May 12th. His birthday, and May 13th. Oh, gosh. May 13th, she passed. Always with me. Whew. Oh, yeah, we're going to see him again, Frank Lawrence. Don't you worry. We're going to see him again. It's never bye-bye, see you later. Yeah, man. Boy, y'all got me messed up. All right. Let me get back, man. Y'all, let me get back. Y'all got me drifting somewhere. Whew. There will be blood. He said, gee, thanks for the time to acknowledge the fan base with their mothers as well as fathers. Much appreciated. Man, hey, man, that's important, bro. That's important. Oh, it's tough. Right? Let me go on, boy. Y'all got me messed up right now. All right. Let's go to this Dallas Cowboys Pickens update.
Yes! Here we go!
Y'all got me messed up. I'm even hearing songs in my head right now, boy. Y'all got me messed up in here. All right, man, let's go to this George Pickens situation. The George Pickens situation is going to work out for George Pickens and the Dallas Cowboys. I let you hear something just the other day about Aqib Talib. He was talking about George Pickens rebranding himself and all of these things. And so there's a very interesting story that has popped up now about George Pickens that I want to read to you that I think you'll find very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. And again, you know, when as I've been talking about George Pickens, I don't want you to think for a second that I want George Pickens to not, because y'all know I want George Pickens to get paid. I want George Pickens to get paid. And I think this is going to be a big year for George Pickens. And again, I don't think it's going to be a big year for George Pickens. I'm not really banking on number-wise. But I think it's going to be a big year for George Pickens because I believe George Pickens is going to continue to show people that he is worthy of the contract that he is going to receive in 2027, if not 2026. If not 2026, right before that July the 15th deadline. And so I saw a very interesting article, and I'm thinking this is, okay, Patrick with no C Walker, he wrote this, thought this was a very interesting article. This isn't the one I want you to see, though. This is the one I want you to see. But he says that George Pickens is ready to bet big on himself. 3 points. He said he's ready to bet big on himself. And he's got 3 points. 84. He says, any questions surrounding Pickens' ability to take over games consistently and to be a number one receiver in the league were not only put to bed in 2025, but they were buried beneath the house where the bed was. In times when CeeDee Lamb was unavailable due to injury, Pickens nearly saved the day single-handedly, rattling off highlight after highlight en route to averaging a career best 84 yards per game. Yeah. Want to know how much better he was with Dak Prescott at the helm? Well, that's nearly 20 yards more per game than his best season at Pittsburgh. Yeah. Earning his first Pro Bowl and second team All-Pro. Should have been first team All-Pro. Next thing, here's what averaging nearly 100 yards per game gets you. 1,429 yards. 1,140 yards was his best season in Pittsburgh. Balled out. Third point. Having now signed his franchise tag with the agreement, understanding that he and the Cowboys will table long-term contracts until next offseason so they can gain a larger sample size, Pickens is set to earn $27.3 million. Pickens earned a total of $8.8 million over his first 4 years. He's now making $27.3 million. Let me tell y'all something, man. I know we want George Pickens to get paid, and I do too. But I'm gonna tell you something. Don't you ever get it twisted. George Pickens is winning. And he's gonna continue to win. He's gonna continue to win. You watch what I tell you. He's gonna continue to win. And so there's a very good story here. Let me read another one. Larry Golden said lost his mom when I was 13. Oh, that's tough. Second, 2 years ago, my dad is 92, going downhill. It's awful. Best wishes to all Cowboys Nation who is hurting now. Yeah, boy, it's tough losing them parents, bro. It's tough. It's tough. Okay, let me read a couple of super chats. I think I may have forgot one here. I think I forgot this one on JCT Slice. Oh, he said JB, the Cowboys fan, is fugazi. He's always hating on Dak Prescott. I almost skipped that comment. JCT Slice. I almost skipped that comment. Appreciate you. Got you. All right, so this is the story that I want y'all to hear about George Pickens. Very interesting story. Says it was written by Ulsav Jain or something like that. Not sure who this is. But I think it's very interesting what he had to say about George Pickens. And he was talking about how Mike Tomlin, and I mentioned this before, but not as in depth as he is. But he's talking about how George Pickens, how Mike Tomlin played a role in what's happening to George Pickens. Let me read what Demetrius said. The report is that 31 teams are fully persuaded that GP is the same GP that left Pittsburgh in spite of his numbers. They simply believe he hasn't changed, but I disagree. I disagree too, Demetrius. I believe he has changed. But Demetrius, this story is insane. And the reason why the story is insane is because it's talking about how Mike Tomlin has played a part in this. And I don't know if he's blaming Mike. And let me say, he's not blaming him per se directly, or maybe he is. I think he's blaming him indirectly because of the cachet that one Mike Tomlin has. I don't think a lot of people realize how people value the opinion of Mike Tomlin. And so when Mike Tomlin decides that he can't any longer have you on his team, people don't understand the credibility that Mike Tomlin has in the eyes of a lot of people. This is how he opens it up. He said, when a coach with Mike Tomlin's track record, 19 consecutive winning seasons, and a reputation for managing the most combustible personalities in the league, decides a wide receiver isn't worth keeping, other teams take notice. Former NFL offensive lineman turned analyst Ross Tucker believes that's exactly what happened to Dallas Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens' trade market. He's saying this is what happened. People know Mike Tomlin's history and what he got out of guys like Santonio Holmes, Plexico Burress, and Antonio Brown before they moved on, and maybe had more devious behavior at their next stops. Tucker told 105.3 The Fan, for Mike Tomlin to move on from Pickens, that speaks volumes. See, Mike Tomlin, man, carries a huge torch in this league. And people are basically like that if Tomlin says that he's done with you, And after looking at, I guess, some of these players after Tomlin was done with some of those players, people are saying they can't. It says Tomlin kept Antonio Brown functional for 9 seasons, but once he left the team, things did not work for him as he moved to the Oakland Raiders and the New England Patriots before ending his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I'm not sure it didn't actually work out because he did get a Super Bowl. He did get a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Wasn't it with the Patriots? Or was it the Buccaneers? He got a Super Bowl. Might have been 2 of them, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken, didn't Antonio Brown get 2 Super Bowls? Let me make sure here. Y'all tell me in the chat, but I thought Antonio Brown got a Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Bucs. Let me see. Don't he got 2 Super Bowl rings? Okay, he got 1. It was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, it was Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it did kind of work out. It did kind of work out with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Came over there, Tom Brady, got him a Super Bowl ring. But I get what they're saying because we know how he left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, the way Antonio Brown left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is crazy. This dude, Antonio Brown, left mid-game. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how Antonio Brown left? Y'all remember how Antonio Brown left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I don't think we've ever seen anything like that. Antonio Brown was different, bro. Left the Bucs on the field and waved goodbye to the crowd. I don't think anybody has.
Catch it again.
Let's check this out, man. We're going to turn the sound off so we don't get a copyright strike. Man, I don't think anybody has ever left the game like Antonio Brown. And to even put George Pickens in that type of conversation, ilk, or crowd is crazy. Let's see if we can check this out with Antonio Brown, boy. Antonio Brown next level, y'all. Look at this.
I think it's one of the.
This is insanity. Come on, man. This is crazy. Where do they do this at? This is one of the most insane scenes in NFL football history. That's too crazy. Come on, man. We ain't even trying. Come on, man. I know Mike Tomlin said no, he went on here and let him go. But come on, man. This man ain't even close to what this dude. Man, he ain't even close to AB. Pickens ain't even close to AB, man. Man, AB did one of the. That is one of the craziest things we've ever seen. And just said people act like Pickens is AB 2.0. Shoot. Man. Eddie said she was so confused when she saw it live. Megan Sado said he was mad he was losing to the Jets. I heard he was mad because they didn't put him in the game. Tatiana said that video of GP mic'd up is so funny to me. Man, they got to stop. They got to stop. What's going on, 5 points on the Storm? They got to stop. Titshaw said it worked out for AB in New England because of where he and Tom clicked and then resulted in Tampa Bay. I thought it worked out in New England, too. I did, too. I thought it worked out in New England. But I get what they're saying. But what they're saying in the grand scheme of things is that Mike Tomlin, teams around the league, what do you think about this, Demetrius Noel? That teams around the league are alluding to Mike Tomlin. It says the pattern across these instances was all that they all produced spectacular results on the field, and Tomlin's system kept them all in check. but it was chaos outside the moment they left. This history for Ross Tucker is what shaped what teams are willing to offer Pickens. Wow. Oh, guys, hold on. Breaking news. Breaking news. A light bulb just went off in my head. A light bulb just went off in my head. This goes to what I had said about George Pickens. And I never thought about this angle from other teams. Y'all peep game on this. Ross Tucker just said something powerful that I hadn't thought about. Do y'all remember when I said, I don't want George Pickens to leave the Dallas Cowboys because this is the perfect environment for George Pickens? Do y'all remember I've been saying this? Why leave the place that has helped you get to where you are? Are y'all ready for this part? This guy, Ross Tucker, just said, the reason why teams are not willing to take George Pickens is because they don't think he can function outside of the Dallas Cowboys. What? Peak game on this. They don't think he can. It's not that they don't think he's changed per se. They're saying they don't think he can maintain that change outside of the Cowboys. Wow. Didn't think about that. Didn't think about that. Because what Ross Tucker is saying is that when those other players got outside of Mike Tomlin, they went back crazy. They're saying that George was tripping in Pittsburgh, came to Dallas, turned it around. And they're saying they're afraid that if he gets outside of Dallas, he will revert back into what he was. Wow. Wow. That's what they're saying. And this is why I've been saying, I really believe this is the perfect place for George. It's the perfect environment. The quarterback, CeeDee Lamb, the coach, the coaches, all of the things that they have around George Pickens. It's the perfect thing for him. I don't know what, I'll tell you this. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but what I will tell you is this. I've only seen two versions of George Pickens, and I think they're saying the same thing. They've seen two versions of George Pickens. George Pickens with the Pittsburgh Steelers, George Pickens with the Dallas Cowboys. And the best George Pickens that we've all seen is George Pickens with the Dallas Cowboys. And Ross Tucker is saying teams are afraid that if George Pickens is no longer with the Cowboys, he won't be the same. What? Wow. Wow. What did I tell y'all? I said this is the perfect environment for George, and I'm afraid that if he leaves, he won't be the same. Ross Tucker is saying that this is what other teams are saying too, that if he leaves the Cowboys, he won't be the same. Wow. I want y'all to let that sizzle in your spirit. Let that sizzle in your spirit. You may not like it, but let it sizzle in your spirit. Let it sizzle in your spirit. It's not that teams are not saying that George Pickens hasn't changed. They're saying something more. They're saying something deeper. They're saying he's changed with the Dallas Cowboys. He's changed with the Dallas Cowboys. But we don't know if we have the environment for that same change. What quarterbacks in this league could be to George Pickens what Dak Prescott is? What other wide receivers in this league on that said same team with a quarterback could be the same thing to George Pickens that he is in Dallas? Man, I'm going to tell y'all something, if you don't realize it or not, environments matter. The Bible says something that is so powerful. Ill communication begets bad morals. This is why I'm always careful about who I'm always careful about who I hang around. I'm always careful about who I talk to, who I do things with. I keep that circle real tight. Because people, if you're not careful, they can influence you. And if you're around the wrong people, man, sometimes it'll have you acting all kinds of ways. This is the perfect environment for George Pickens. This is what this guy's explaining. I had not read this article before because I like to do that. I like to give you my real reaction to something, 90% of the time. But I did not realize that's what this was saying. And that's why it says Ross Tucker tells the 105.3 The Fan, this is why he's not surprised teams aren't interested in trading for Pickens. They're not doubting Pickens' ability. They're not even doubting the change. They're doubting the change outside of the Dallas Cowboys because they're saying it's the perfect environment for this man. It says he just got to grow up, man, Tomlin said. This is an emotional game. These divisional games are big. He's got a target on his back because he's George. He understands that. But he's got to grow up, and he's got to grow up in a hurry. Well, he did it with the Cowboys. But teams are saying, y'all might not be realizing what these teams are even saying about themselves. We don't know if we have the support system. We don't know if we have the support system to do this. We don't know if we have the support system. Brian Schottenheimer has built a family environment in Dallas. You got an elder statesman quarterback. Man, 10 plus years in the game, man. OG. Dak Prescott, OG in the game. Lamb, top 5 wide receiver in the game. I mean, you got to realize the support system that you have built around or that George Pickens has came to be a part of. Is he the same outside of this environment? I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all might not want to hear. It's a possibility that teams may still look at this the same way next year. They may look at all of that and attribute it to, this is the Dallas Cowboys effect. This is the Dak Prescott effect. This is the Dallas Cowboys have built a very good environment over there. Do y'all remember Brian Schottenheimer last year, what he said he wanted? Brian Schottenheimer said something that was crazy to me. I loved it, but it was crazy to me. Brian Schottenheimer said, and we haven't heard him say it in a while. Do y'all remember what he said about the culture? Brian Schottenheimer said he wants to build the best culture in football. The best culture in football. Do y'all remember what I said? What Voch Lombardi said? Me and Voch Lombardi said something very similar. You don't build the culture that the Cowboys have so that you don't get George Pickens. You build the culture that you have so that you can absorb George Pickens. Do y'all not realize that not everybody has the culture that the Cowboys have? This article is insane when you think about what they are pointing out. And Angie, You're asking who wrote the article. I don't know who the guy is, but understand, it's not what he's writing. It's who he is quoting. He's quoting this guy, Ross Tucker, who was actually on 105.3 The Fan, who's actually divulging some of this information. And then, of course, I guess some of this on his own, he's talking about that Mike Tomlin effect. So we're kind of looking at two things, basically, that they're saying, hey, if Mike Tomlin couldn't handle him, there's no way we can. And he's went to the Cowboys and he's made a change. But what is he outside of the Dallas Cowboys? What is he? And so they're all saying, in essence, the same thing. We got to see more. And I'm going to tell you this. We got to see. We got to see. I'm just telling y'all, man. We don't know how teams are going to look at him next year. We don't. We don't know how teams are going to look at him next year, so we got to see. Baz said, oh, most definitely it's high praise, a compliment to both Pickens and a nod to the Cowboys. Yes. Says a lot about Tomlin, though, too, in that organization. That's an indictment on them, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's gone. What's up, Eric Gonzalez? Demetrius Noel said, G, your gift makes room for and bring you before great men. That's what GP needs to understand. Yes. See, Matt said, AOC said GP had a handler this year like Dez had to have. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know if he had a handler, but I can tell you who I believe his handler is, and I don't think it's something that they kind of plotted and planned to do. Now, AOC may have some inside information. It was none other than C.D. Lamb. And C.D. Lamb took that on himself. We've been talking about this, and we might not even realize it. We've been talking about this. C.D. Lamb has made it his business. If y'all hadn't paid attention, Lamb has made it his business. He's made it his business to keep George Pickens with him as much as he can. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb has been thick. They have been thick as thieves. They really have. They've been thick as thieves. Angie said, I want to know in detail what all Pickens be doing that's so bad outside of being late. Angie, they're not talking about here. Now, I believe, Angie, George has been the model citizen here. For the most part, I believe he's been the model citizen here. The point they're making, though, Angie, again, it is a very powerful point. They're acknowledging the change in Dallas. They're acknowledging he's better in Dallas than he ever was in Pittsburgh. But what they are saying is they saw what he was outside of Dallas, and they're afraid that outside of Dallas, he won't be the same as far as his behavior goes. That is a very powerful point because they're really, Bass just said something. He said that this is an indictment on Pittsburgh Steelers. Angie, let's take this a little further. These other organizations are actually indicting themselves in a way too. Because they're saying that they are not built. That they may not be built to handle George Pickens if he starts acting different or acting back like he did in Pittsburgh. They're not worried about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure they're acknowledging he's great in Dallas. He's great in Dallas. But outside of Dallas, we're not talking about criminal stuff. We're not talking about AB craziness. But just whatever they were talking about in Pittsburgh. And so they're basically saying, we don't know if he will be like he is in Dallas here. What if he's more like he was in Pittsburgh? This is what it is. This is where George is. And believe me, if his agent is even halfway decent, y'all, if his agent is even halfway decent, I'm sure David Mulligat has told him this. And this leads me to believe this is why George Pickens unexpectedly, we expected him to sign the tag, but he signed it early. If George shows up in June, it's telling me everything I need to know. George knows what this is. And y'all already know, I said this. If you're going to sign the tag, what did I say? George, sign it early. And then when you sign it early, be it everything. Voluntaries, I'm not worried about. That's voluntary. So you didn't have to volunteer. He signed after the voluntaries. So if you sign after the voluntaries, you signed that tag early for a reason. Be it everything. Be it everything. And that's what this is. Bad said I don't think it's disdain. I think the guy's making a great point. Let's just step back for a moment and just think about what he's saying. Mike Tomlin carries a lot of weight amongst some people. He carries a lot of weight amongst some people. And there are people who are going by, this is what this guy is saying. They are going by what Mike Tomlin said about George Pickens and why Mike Tomlin was willing to let him go. But don't miss this part. They're acknowledging who he is in Dallas. They're acknowledging it. What they're saying is they don't think they're not sure what he is outside of Dallas other than what they saw in Pittsburgh. So it is what it is at this point. George just got to come in here. George is already, guys, I'm telling you, this is why George signed that tag. I believe he's going to be at everything the Cowboys are going to have, and I think he's going to do great. Listen to what I'm telling you. George is going to win. George is going to win. It don't look like he's winning right now because we all want George to get that long-term contract. Let me tell you something. And I know everybody don't look at things the way I do, but let me tell you how I'm looking at this. I told y'all the other day, I was thinking about this after I got offline the other day, and I want to make sure I finish the rest of this story like Paul Harvey used to say. The older folks will know what I'm talking about with Paul Harvey. Let me give y'all the rest of the story. So I told y'all a few days ago I went to jail. I think right around the time I turned 18. Went to jail for changing the price tag. From $10 to $5. Just dumb. Stupid. Just dumb. Didn't have a track record of bad behavior. That don't matter. I got put on probation. I got put on probation for a whole year. And I did my time, I did my probation and, paid my probation fees and, and have not even been in trouble with the law as much as a traffic ticket since. But let me tell you something. Whenever you go to jail, I went to jail when I was 18 years of age. And I can remember through the years that when I would apply for jobs, do you know that would still come up? It would still come up. And there would be people who wouldn't hire me. Is that right? No. It's not right. I'm 25, 26, 27, 30 years of age, and that's still coming up. And there are people who will still doubt you from things that you did years in the past. And that is how, and even for me, even once I got off probation, I got out there in the job world, went to school, did whatever I did. And yet and still, because of a record of something I did, I'm talking years ago by this time, I would have to start in places that other people didn't start. I would have to be below people that I was more qualified than. Why? Because I had a record. Class C misdemeanor. What I'm explaining to us is life. I'm explaining life to us. And I wish I could be winning like George Pickens. Does George Pickens deserve a long-term deal? Yes. But I'm not the one that writes his checks. But I can tell you this. I wish I would have got the opportunity to get a $27 million check. But more so than the $27 million check, I want y'all to just hone in on what I'm telling you. That when God gives you an opportunity, you should thank God. Is he getting what we believe he deserves? No. But do you know what he is getting? I'll dispute this with anybody. You know what he is getting? The opportunity to keep proving the people who believe in him right. He's getting that opportunity. And that's what I spent my life doing. Is proving the people who believe in me right. I done told y'all before, man, if you want fair, that's where you go get funnel cakes, turkey legs, cotton candy, and sausage on a stick. That's where you go to get that stuff. I got news for us all. Life ain't fair. It ain't fair to everybody. And I'm telling you now, this article, whether we like it or not, it's true. It's true. And you know how we know it's true? I'm not telling you it's true as far as George Pickens, his behavior, or whatever is being said. But you know what is true? That teams do have reservations about George Pickens. They do have reservations. Because if they didn't have reservations, there would have been somebody that would have stepped up, and at least they didn't have to offer the Cowboys 2 first-round picks. They could have just said, hey, man, we're not giving up 2 first-round picks, but this is what we'll do. They could have came to the Cowboys with that if they wanted to, but they didn't. You can live your life however you want to. I'm just giving you free spiritual advice. That glass is half full or that glass is half empty. If you believe that God isn't through with you, that glass is half full. If you feel like that was your last chance, then that glass is half empty and you might as well quit right now. No. I'm sure they told George Pickens this stuff. And the reason why I know they told him this stuff is he signed the tag early. Why did he do that? George knows this. George knows this. You don't think that they gauged when they went around, they said that the Cowboys went and looked for a deal for George? I'm sure George found this stuff out. I'm sure he found this stuff out. But I'm telling us, we're looking at it right, but we're also looking at it wrong. We're looking at it right when we're saying we believe that George has changed. We all believe this. We're all saying that George should get that long-term contract. He should be one of the highest paid wide receivers in the game. Cowboys should extend him for 3 to 4 years. You're right when you're saying that. But where we're looking at it wrong is that we're looking at it like George doesn't have the opportunity, though, to keep proving people wrong and eventually get that big contract, whether it be from the Cowboys or somebody else. And I got news for us. Next year, 31 teams are not going to line up to give George Pickens a contract. But in this game, you only need one person willing to do it. And so right now, George Pickens is going through what those of us who make mistakes in life make. Let me tell you something. There are mistakes that you make in this lifetime that even when God forgives you, you still got to pay the price. And that's church right there. You still have to pay the price. It don't matter what I think, you think, or anyone thinks. There are things that you do that you still got to pay the price for. Is it fair? That's where you go get cotton candy. It's life. And that's what I did when I was 18 years of age. Man, that thing followed me all the way. Man, that followed me all the way to, Man, I'm sure it followed me all the way into my mid-30s. Man, let me tell you something. It's hard to unchange people's mind. I don't know what world y'all live in, but it is hard to unchange people's minds. It is. It's hard to unchange people's minds. Somebody say the wrong thing about you, and it's, man, let me tell you something. Boy, it'll take you a lifetime. You'll have to move away from somewhere. You'll have to move away from an area in order to get your life back together the way that you want it. I'm telling you what they're saying. I don't think they're slandering him at all. I just think they're saying what is being said out there. That there are people who are saying, we don't think he'll be what he is in Dallas outside of Dallas. You got to realize, man, there's a lot of things that people are saying about George Pickens. Yeah, he was on it was a contract year for him. Y'all know how people act in contract years. Okay, let's see what he does under the tag. You know what? Do I like it? No. But man, sometimes that's the life that's the cost you're dealt. Especially when you contribute to it. Man, you better go ask some people. There are some people out there that have made some of the smallest mistakes you could ever think of in your life, and they're still paying for them. It's just life. I think George is winning. Because when you still get the opportunity to prove people right who believe in you, man, that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for, man. That's all you can ask for. I mean, I don't know what else to tell us. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I don't like it for George. I don't like it for him. I know he's taking the risk. But by him signing that tag, I believe he knows what it is. It's tough. I think this article is a very powerful article. I don't think it's slandering him or anything. I just think it's telling you what the situation is. Mike Tomlin carries a lot of cachet in this league. He just does. He carries a lot of cachet. Hey, Chris, he said, let me find out you was in them streets. Hey, Chris, I wasn't born in the church. I wasn't born in the church. Tell you right now, I was reborn in the church. I wasn't born in the church. Shoot, I almost got in them streets, man. But once I went to jail, oh no, I knew jail wasn't for me. Uncle Charles, what's going on? He said, I would go in there in the Jerry office and reconstruct my contract to let Pickens stay. Let me tell you something. I still believe that Pickens is going to get a contract with the Cowboys. I still believe it. I still believe he's going to get a contract with the Cowboys. You just got to do it another year. Bass said permanent. Yeah, let me see. Bass told us a story the other day, too. Bass said permanent record of seal. Yep, learn the hard way. Shoot. Yes, sir. Shoot. Floss and Alexis. I like that name. Floss and Alexis. Do you actually got Alexis? Because when your name is Floss and Alexis, boy, you got to have Alexis, man. I like that name. He said violated probation. Got 4 years, 2007 to 2011. Yes, sir. He said second sentence starts when you get out. Hey, Floss, you better tell him. You better tell him, Floss. Man, that's what happens. Edgy said, I believe it. I saw something similar happen to a guy years ago who worked at my job. They do background checks. Man, hey, Angie. And I'm going to tell you something about folks. Folks are finicky. Folks are real finicky, Angie. And I've seen this in my life multiple times. When they like somebody, Angie, oh, they'll let them get away with, they will let them get away with anything. Let it be you. They don't like you, they hold every little thing against you. Every little thing. What's going on, Timothy Johnson? USMC, salute. He said, I think Tomlin and Pickens just had personality differences. I've had that a lot where a boss just don't like you just because of the way you look. And USMC, you think about what this guy's writing in this article. And one of the bad things is, because I've had this happen in my life. You ever mess around and somebody who a lot of people respect and like don't like you? You ain't done nothing. And even if you did something a long time ago. And that person will make everybody not like you. This has literally happened to me in my life. That a person said, because I was trained by a certain individual, that I couldn't get promoted because of who that individual was. Or I couldn't get promoted because of things that people were saying about him. Guilty by association. I've not gotten promotions because a certain person said, I just don't like him. He works good. I just don't like him. It happens all the time. But I do think when you look at the grand scheme of things, this might be why Mike Tomlin butters up out of Pittsburgh. Because I guarantee you, boy, if I'm the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I watched how George Pickens performed this past season, I'm calling you in the office like, man, hey, man, it might be time for you to take a break. It might be time for you to take a break. Demetrius Noel said, gee, well, Tomlin was worried about the wrong thing or person because Rodgers and Metcalf couldn't do the job. Yeah. And DK Metcalf is worse than anything I believe that George Pickens ever would have been. But I'm telling y'all, man, just look at this, man. Pickens is getting an opportunity, and I like it. He's getting an opportunity to prove himself. It's just bottom line, he's getting an opportunity to prove himself. 72 Seville said, G, would you like to comment on your bad doings in the past? I'm here to listen to my brother. Yes, sir. I'm just telling you, man, I've been here and done it. I mean, hey, when you get the opportunity, man, when you get the opportunity to prove to people who believe in you right, man, you can only thank God when he puts you on that stage. Because y'all might not realize this, man. I'm about to cue up the organ, man. I'm telling y'all now, I'm past the collection plate. But George Pickens gets to do it on the biggest stage. What better stage than Dallas? What? What better stage than Dallas? What better stage than Dallas to prove people right who believe in you and prove people wrong and make them regret not picking you than the biggest stage in sports? The Dallas Cowboys. Shoot, I'm George Pickens. I ain't going nowhere. What better place? Man, if he was somewhere else, it might take even longer to rehabilitate himself. He goes somewhere else, he don't even get the opportunity. Imagine that George Pickens went to the Arizona Cardinals last year. What? Do we think he got this opportunity with the Arizona Cardinals? Imagine that he went to the Cincinnati Bengals. Just imagine some of the teams that could have picked that that gave up that third round pick for George Pickens. And God said, no, let it be Dallas. Shoot, boy, I don't know about y'all. Ain't no better stage. Ain't no better stage to turn your life around than Dallas. There is no better stage. I'm telling you right now, there is no better stage. I know you straight out of Texas. Boy, hey, let me tell you something, Floss. When I see them Vogue tires, I already know what it is. I already know what it is. I already know what it is. But I'm telling you, man, there is no greater stage. And I'm telling you, George is winning. Woo, boy, y'all, I'm telling you, George is winning. What better stage than the Dallas Cowboys to turn your life around? There is no better stage. There is no better stage. I love it for George Pickens. I think he's going to prove everybody right. Everybody who believes in him, he's going to prove us right. Everybody who don't believe in him, he's going to make them regret it. I love it. Hey, man. Riding on them Vogues, man. Am I pronouncing it wrong? I thought that's what they were called. Riding on them Vogue tires, boy. Whenever you see them white walls, hey, man. Y'all know we'll put them Vogues on anything. Stop playing. We put them Vogues on anything if you let us do it, boy. All right, let's move on.
Yes! Here we go!
All right, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We having a good time today, man. We've been talking Cowboys. We've been talking mothers. Man, we've been talking everything, man. What's going on? Hey, Poopy D said, who got them Vogues? G got them on my... Hey, man. You know what it is, Poopy D. You know what it is. Boy, hey, man, we'll put them Vogues on anything, man. Man, we'll put them Vogues on a monster truck. You mess around, let us do it, man. Better stop playing. Better stop playing, boy. All right, let me give us a couple. The rest of these are going to be somewhat of some quick shots. Some quick shots. What's going on? Hey, Mills, the ladies are glad you're here. What's going on, Mills? Mills is in the building. The ladies are glad you're here, Mills. All right, man. Angie sent me something else today, and I'd already had it, but I appreciate Angie sending it to me. She was probably as amazed by it as I was, because when I saw this, my whole mind was blown. I don't know if y'all saw this today over on X. They were talking about the number of yards lost by quarterbacks because of drop passes from their wide receivers. And y'all already know Angie loves her some CD Lamb. But she said, and I quote, she gonna tell the truth because CD Lamb contributed to some of this stuff with Dak Prescott. Look at this. It really kind of gives you a different view of things when you look at how many yards that Dak Prescott has missed. Dak Prescott has missed 1,071 yards because of wide receivers dropping passes. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy work. I mean, what was that kid? I forgot his name, man. What was that kid that dropped that pass against the Jacksonville Jaguars a few years ago? And Dak got him paid too. But he dropped a pass against, he didn't even drop it. He tipped it up. And the guy from the Jacksonville Jaguars was standing right there. I mean, he just got that thing in stride, ran it in. We were about to drive down the field, I believe, and win the game. Wound up getting an interception return and lost it. Lost it. But Dak Prescott has missed 1,071 yards because of drops. Oh my gosh, hold on a second. Angie, Davey O. Wallace said Tobin was a big factor too. Yes, Mills, Noah Brown. Noah Brown, boy, oh my gosh, that was terrible. Terrible, man, it was terrible. Terrible. But it goes to show you, too, some of the quality of the wide receivers that Dak Prescott has played with. How do you be number 2 on the list? 1,071 yards missed. I mean, Josh Allen, he done suffered, too, from some wide receivers. Patrick Mahomes, he's been suffering ever since Tyreek Hill has left. And I really believe they need to put him back on there. Dominique said, yeah, my guy Lamb be tripping on drops at times, but he still has a lot of catches over the past 4 seasons, which is still crazy. Dominique, but you know what's even crazier? Those drops all seem to come against the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know what it is about Philly, man. I do not know why it's Philly. It's Philly. I don't know, man. I guess he gets a little, nervous, you know, a little overhyped when it's Philly. It's been Philadelphia where he's had his most drops. I guarantee you, Philadelphia is where he had his most drops. Let me see if we can pull that up. Let me see if we can pull it up. Just trying to see if we could find like all the wide receivers who had dropped passes from Dak Prescott. Because I'm telling you, man, there have been quite a few. I mean, Dak Prescott has put he's put them right on the button and just had wide receivers just dropping passes left and right. I couldn't find that stat. I think that'd be a very interesting stat. Because right now, the most notable that they have on here is actually CD Lamb. CD Lamb, of course, they got Dez Bryant, Terrence Williams, Jason Witten were among those who have dropped passes across multiple seasons. Those guys, and it makes sense it's those guys. Because those have been the main wide receivers. And again, CD he's a monster. And it's only been against Philadelphia. I don't know why it's been against Philadelphia. CD Lamb has, trying to see how many he's dropped. But I know last year it was 7 drops and it was Philadelphia. It was Philadelphia. I don't know what it is. It's Philadelphia for some reason. And Dak, and of course, got to realize too, Dak throws a lot. Dak throws a lot of tight window throws. He actually does. He throws a lot of tight window throws. And sometimes Dak throws some of them hospital balls. Got to be careful, man. Man, Dak can throw you a couple of them balls, boy. You better, as soon as you catch that ball, boy, you better tighten up. Man, Dak throws some passes that you just won't even believe, and he threads the needle on them joints. Gabe said, "Gee, can you imagine CD now? Joe Pickens and Derrick Henry in the backfield? Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't forget about Ferguson. No doubt about it. Forget about Ferguson. Yeah. Rikes fan. Michael Gallup after that injury. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Robert Dudley, he said, I love the new tight end to thunderstruck the NFL. Oh, yeah, I hope so too. Trig, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, I remember Cole Beasley. Yeah, I remember old Cole Beasley. Old Cole Beasley, boy, shoot. Old Beasley, he was a rough one. He was a tough little dude. Very good athlete, though. Man, people do not realize how good of an athlete Cole Beasley was. But again, man, I'm just glad now, though, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, for whatever reason, it seems to be against Philly. I'm not tripping. CeeDee Lamb is a monster wide receiver. All right, let's get another quick hit here in another quick hit segment. This one is courtesy of Chad Ochocinco. Chad Ochocinco put up his top 10 wide receivers in the game right now. Now, I'm going to just tell y'all before y'all look at this, Poopy D, I'm going to tell you before you look at this, you might not like the order of this when you see it. You might not like the order of this. I'm going to show you. Poopy D, if I had to ask you, Poopy D, if you had to take a wild guess of Chad Ochocinco's top 10 wide receivers in the league, would you guess CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens was first? Who would you believe would be first? CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens? CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens? Tell me what you think, Poopy D. I'm going to go ahead and put it up, but I want to know what your answer is. You think it would be George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb that Chad Ochocinco would have first in his top 10 list? He's got a very interesting list, too. What up, Mark Vasquez? All right. Chad Ochocinco's top 10 wide receivers in the NFL today. Number 1, Jackson Smith-Njigba. I disagree with Jackson Smith-Njigba. I just don't believe Jackson Smith-Njigba is better than... I'm just being honest with you. This list for me is different. But Jackson Smith-Njigba may be the highest paid wide receiver. But I don't think Jackson Smith-Njigba is the best wide receiver in the game. But again, this is Chad Ochocinco's list. He can have who he wants to. Number 2, he's got Jamar Chase. Number 3, Justin Jefferson. Number 4, he got Puka Nacua. And number 5, he got George Pickens. Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 6. Nico Collins, number 7. Number 8 is CeeDee Lamb. Number 9 is Devontae Adams. Number 10 is T. Higgins. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. Poopy D, hey, let me tell you something. I said it's disrespectful. I'm going to say what you said. This list is trash. It's trash, man. This list is trash, man. I'm sorry, man. I just don't have Jackson Smith-Njigba. I don't have Jackson. I just don't think Jackson Smith-Njigba. I don't think he's better than Chase. I don't think he's better than Jefferson. I don't think he's better than Puka Nacua. I don't think he's better than George Pickens. I don't think he's better than CeeDee Lamb. I don't. I put him below all of them. I put him below all of them. For me, he'd have to be somewhere around number 6. But he is not. He is not better. He is not better than Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb. He's just not. And again, I don't really go by the Super Bowl thing. Because you don't have to be, because CGW, he got shut down in the Super Bowl. That dude, Christian Gonzalez, for the Patriots, oh my, man, that dude for Christian Gonzalez shut this dude down. Christian Gonzalez shut this dude down. If he going by last season, if he only going by one season, Poobie D, I guess if you're going by one season, you could say Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm not even going by one season. I'm just going by overall ability and production. Jackson Smith and Jigba is 6 for me. Number 1, I still gotta give it to Jefferson at this point. You could flip these any kind of way you want to, but for me, it's probably more like Jefferson, Chase, Nacua, Lambs, Pickens. You can arrange it any way you want to in there. But those are the top 5 for me. From 2 to 5 is actually the top 5. Chase, Jefferson, I'd probably take Jefferson based on what I've seen long term. I'd probably take Jefferson. If I was going long term, I would probably go either CD or Jamar Chase. If I was going long term, as good as George Pickens is, Puka Nacua. Oh my gosh, when you look at Puka Nacua's numbers, man, Puka Nacua numbers are insanity, bro. Puka Nacua numbers are insanity. Oh my gosh, they're insanity. Puka Nacua, for as crazy as he is, that dude is talented, man. That dude is talented. And as a matter of fact, they're all talented. But when I look at longevity, how long they've been doing it, I got to go Chase Jefferson and Lamb for longevity. I got to go Chase Jefferson Lamb. They just been doing it longer. They've just been doing it longer. Just bottom line. The consistency is there. They've been doing it longer. I'm giving Jefferson 1 because I think he's been doing it longer than everybody. Chase, I would give him 2 because he's probably been doing it the second longest than everybody. Then you got Pickens, probably 3 because he's been doing it the third longest. Puka Nacua would be 4th, and then would be Pickens 5th. But they're both top 5 wide receivers. Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are both top 5 wide receivers, which automatically gives them the best wide receiver duo in the league. You think he's basing it on accolades? I don't know. Because what accolades does Justin Jefferson have? We don't really have any accolades other than, unless you're looking at the consistency of the years that he's been doing it. I'm not going to hold J.J. McCarthy against Justin Jefferson. But again, this is what I love about the Dallas Cowboys, man. They have two top 5 wide receivers. Bass said, I'll take Pickens over Lamb. It's your right. You got quite a, you know what, Bass? You probably got quite a few people that would say that right now. Simply because, you think about Pickens, great year last year, terrible quarterbacks the years before that. Plus, he's super young. Cutcherfield said Adams running on a quarter tank. He about to run out. Yeah, man. He got Devontae Adams at number 9. I think he got Devontae Adams at number 9 out of respect. I think he got T. Higgins there out of respect for the Cincinnati Bengals. You could probably put 2 more receivers at 9 and 10 rather than Devontae Adams and T. Higgins. Could probably put a couple more receivers there. Okay, hold on. You said I read that wrong. Let me go back. Oh, you said you'll take Pickens and Lamb. Gotcha. Sorry about that. I got you, Bass. You'll take Pickens and Lambs over all of them boys. I got you. I had to put my Ebonics hat back on. I got you. I got you. We in the streets and scrape and both of them language. I got you. Poobie D, I guarantee you there are, if the Cowboys were, and I think Tatiana made a good point the other day, that if you were to put out there Pickens or Lamb, there are probably a lot of teams. She said the Cowboys would pick Lamb over Pickens. Probably a lot of teams out there would pick Lamb over Pickens too, because he's just been doing it more consistently. Yeah, Demetrius Noel. Yeah, I think Ocho Cinco put that up there. I think he put that up there because he likes Devontae Adams. And I think Higgins is on there because of Cincinnati. I think he's on there because of Cincinnati. There will be blood. Ocho been out of touch and probably been still doing clogging for a while during last season. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, Freddie says Jefferson, Pickens, CD, Chase, St. Brown. Okay, Nakua, Adams, Higgins, Collins. Okay, I like that. You got Pickens at number 2. Man, Rock fan, I'm still waiting. Andy said Lamb over all of them. Round, check around, round. We know what you're talking about. Lamb over all of them, said Andy. That's her boyfriend. She ain't picking nobody over Lamb. What's that old song by that lady said, stand by your man? I see you, Angie. I don't know yet, Roxford. I'm about to check on that UFL thing. Brandon Cub said, what's nice is we don't have to choose. That's a great point. Pooba D said Jefferson, Chase, Lamb, Puka, GP. Yeah, again, the thing that I like is we got 2 top 5 wide receivers, so I'm good. I'm good. Septu Shafel said Ocho does this 1 year at a time, never consecutive years, because someone else always does something different each year. I see you. All right. Robert Dudley makes a good point. Youth, GP3, CD, 88, got 5 years in. Yeah. I see you. Oh, Vex Square says he think Lamb is a better route runner. Man, let me tell you something. People got to understand, man. Lamb is crispy out there with them routes, man. Lamb is crispy. Lamb is crispy. And the thing I like about Lamb is that Lamb continues to put work into his craft. He really does. Man, Lamb puts a lot of work. Mixed Matrix said, Puka literally fantasy numbers. He carried my win last season. Shoot, Miss Matrix. Man, that crazy Puka Nakua. Puka, hey, Miss Matrix, he crazy. That dude is talented, though. That boy Puka Nakua is talented. All right, let's get a couple more of these. Let's finish up our segments. All right, man, I thought this was funny. Y'all know Skip Bayless was on ESPN today. And Skip Bayless, man, let me tell y'all something. Skip Bayless has a lot of sentimental attachment. Skip Bayless has a lot of sentimental attachment to, First Take. Because a lot of people don't give him enough credit, but Skip is one of the reasons why First Take is what it is. And Skip actually got Stephen A. Smith back into the good graces of ESPN. Some of y'all not old enough to remember. But Stephen A. Smith, man, this ain't Stephen A. Smith's first go-around. Stephen A. Smith has failed. He had failed on ESPN multiple times. He had a show called The Stephen A. Smith Show. Didn't go over well. I mean, and some of the things he was doing on ESPN, nobody really looked at him like that. And him and Skip Bayless, because they go back to the days of journalism where people actually wrote for newspapers. Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith have always been very good friends. And so a lot of people are saying that First Take is actually struggling in the ratings. Bass, you know where we are. I had to go back to that language. I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's both of them. Yeah, I had to go back to that language. I know what you're talking about. Well, Skip Bayless was back on First Take, and I'm very interested to see what were their ratings. What were their ratings with Skip Bayless back on First Take? And I did think this was funny. Gil's Arena kind of made a little fun out of it. talking about how Skip feeling himself after being back on First Take. And this is this is what they showed. I thought it was pretty fun. I got a kick out of this. Check this out. Let's turn the sound off. This is Skip walking in. This is Skip. Skip Bayless acting different. I thought this was funny. Boy, I thought this was crazy. Skip Bayless feeling himself. He done been on First Take. Skip Bayless said he back in the game, y'all. Skip Bayless said he is back in the game. Shoot, Skip Bayless said he feeling like the man now, boy. Skip Bayless is back in the game. But they also had a discussion, and you know, man, I'm just wondering, like, when are we gonna get over our ex? When are we gonna get over our ex? And what do I mean by that? One of the things that I tell my sons, that if they're gonna date a girl, always find out if she's got some kind of ex that she still can't get over. Because I'm going to tell you something about women sometimes, and men too, can't get over them exes. Cannot get over those exes. There is nothing worse than a person that can't get over an ex. They'll be talking to their present girlfriend or boyfriend about their ex. There are some people even be married, be talking about an ex-boyfriend. And you'll find out somebody married talking about an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend. They'll be cheating on their husband before it's all said and done. There are some people who just can't get over their ex. And where I'm struggling with is, why can't people get over Micah Parsons? You would have thought we won Super Bowls with Micah Parsons. I mean, you really would have thought we won Super Bowls with Micah Parsons. You would have thought we went to multiple NFC championships. Was Micah Parsons and is Micah Parsons an elite player? Yes. Micah Parsons is an elite player. But we have to understand something about Micah Parsons. How long was it going to take for the Cowboys to become the defense that they can possibly be right now with Micah Parsons? How long was that going to take them? Because people may not realize it, man. The Cowboys, what they've done since they have traded Micah Parsons, there are people who argue and say, oh, the Cowboys could have did all that with Micah Parsons here. No, they couldn't have. No, not everything that they've done this up to date. They could not have done all of those things with Micah Parsons. They couldn't have. And even when you think about what the Cowboys have been building, I think this worked out for the Cowboys, and I think it worked out for Micah Parsons. I said it the other day. It worked out for both of them. I'll be honest, I just don't know if Micah Parsons was ever going to be able to focus on football here the way that he's going to focus on football in Green Bay. Because in Green Bay, it's all football. In Green Bay, they got some players that go around him, even though they seem to be losing some of those players, and we're going to see how that goes. But this is working out for Micah Parsons. It's also working out for the Dallas Cowboys. And at this point, the Dallas Cowboys don't, whether we realize it or not, the Cowboys and Micah Parsons are the equivalent of a toxic relationship. Two people that like each other, but they are better apart. Micah Parsons, it's better for him in Green Bay because he needed a defense around him. He needed players around him. It's better for the Cowboys without Micah Parsons. This team was too Micah Parsons dependent. It was too Micah Parsons dependent. They were allowing Micah Parsons to mask a lot of the missing things with this team. Micah Parsons masked a lot of those things with the number of sacks he was getting, the number of quarterback pressures he was getting. It didn't mean that we were necessarily winning because of those things. Doesn't mean we were winning because of those things, but we looked better losing with some of those things. Both of these teams are better. Micah is better off with the Packers. We're better off with what the Cowboys have done since they traded Micah Parsons. I don't understand why people can't accept that. And people keep looking back on Micah Parsons. And every time we bring somebody in, the first thing that people say, are they going to be the next Micah Parsons? Or they start comparing them to Micah Parsons. I don't care if it's the water boy. Is he going to be like Micah Parsons? Man, come on. We got to get over our ex, man. We have got to get over our ex. Micah Parsons is no longer a Dallas Cowboy. I mean, it's the bottom line, man. He's no longer a Dallas Cowboy. He's no longer a Dallas Cowboy, man. We don't have to. And we just got to stop looking back. We have to stop looking back. I mean, there's somebody here right now.
He hit it on the head.
There's somebody listening on here right now. You got an ex that looks better than your present boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife. Don't say it out loud. Don't be in the chat talking about, yeah, that's me. Don't be in the chat saying that. Just in case your wife or your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend mess around and see this in the chat, or somebody else see it or hear it and go and tell what you said in here. Y'all don't have to reply on what I'm saying. But you may have dated somebody that looked better than your present girlfriend or boyfriend, husband or wife. They were finer than your husband, girlfriend, or wife, whatever you call it, whatever. Might have even had more money. But as I have to remind people sometimes, they are your ex for a reason. They are your ex for a reason. Can't stand when people can't get over their ex. You do know that's your ex for a reason, right? That's your ex for a reason. And you're never going to move on if you're always comparing the person who you're with your ex. Wait. This is the crazy part. With your ex that is your ex? Make that make sense. Your ex is your ex for a reason. So why are you always comparing your present to your ex? Man, let me tell you something. Maybe I'm different. I'm just built different. Because for me, you know what ex mean to me? I never knew you. Shoot. Man, I never knew you. I never knew you. I never knew you. Don't think about you. Don't talk about you. Get mad when I hear your name mentioned. Get mad even when I see a character on TV and they got your name. That character on TV, I'm mad at them right then when they have your name. I don't even want them to have your name. I don't even want TV characters to have my ex name. I'm just built different. My ex is an ex for a reason. What am I be sitting around talking about my ex for and comparing things to my ex? This is what's wrong with people. They even be comparing their bedroom situations to the present person, talking about no, don't bring nothing about your ex. Don't be comparing me to nothing about your ex. Because if your ex is that good, go back to him. If your ex is that good, go back to him. I don't need you all up in here worried about what your ex is doing. And man, I am telling you, we cannot leave Micah Parsons alone. We can't leave him alone. I really think we just got to get beyond Micah Parsons. I think we got to get beyond even saying replacing Micah Parsons. We got to get beyond that. Micah Parsons is no longer here. It is time to build bigger and better. It is time to build bigger and better. It is. Wait. Terry Tatum, boy, you better stop. Angie said, why you say that? I hope they wouldn't snitch on themselves. Angie, come on now. You been around people. Man, Angie, you been around people. Best around start talking about some people. Or people start saying all kinds of stuff they shouldn't be saying. Sometimes you have to tell people to remain innocent. Terry Tatum said, dang, G, I wasn't thinking about my ex until you bought on my ex. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man. Man, you just gotta shoot, man. Man, they your ex for a reason, man. You gotta, man, when you done with folk, I don't know, maybe I'm built different. Man, when I'm done with folk, I'm done with folk. I'm done with folk like I never knew them. I'm serious. Even as this team, even as a fan base, man, we gotta move on from Michael, man. I mean, we really do act like we won Super Bowls with Michael, and we didn't. Hey, 72 Chevelle, you better than me. I don't even want to be best friends with my ex. You better than me. Cause I tell you this, if I'm best friends with my ex, then it's time for us to get back together. Oh, hey, 72, it's time for us to get back together. We still best friends. It's time to get back together. Right, ex-fan said, Mike outside our locker room window, hold up a boom box talking about something. Jordan Packers remember the Super Bowl weekend. Man, I just don't understand why we can't get over Michael Parsons in this fan base, boy. Shoot. Brandon said, G, X don't mark the spot, man. I'm telling you, bro. X for a reason. Bad said the nachos walked to the locker room, had me weak. He said, I ain't gonna hold you, G. I fell out. Then he laid up on that table like that. I knew he was gone. Man, shoot. Let me tell you something. I don't know why anybody. Man, I don't care what you trying to do. I don't care what you trying to prove. Hey, man, when you do enough for you to be my ex, shoot. I never knew you. Shoot. Yeah, hey, with Grit, he said, yeah, he was on his way out, man. Shoot, I'm telling you. Chris said he dead to me. Yeah, man. Clifford said, how did Madea say it? Get over it. Move on from X. Yeah, that's it. But, man, you know, we still be holding Michael Parsons over this team, man. We still be holding Michael Parsons over this team, man. He's like, every time we do something, we got to compare it to Michael Parsons. And I know people are saying, yeah, man, who won the trade? We're not going to know who won this trade for at least another 2 years. Because like I said yesterday, even if the Cowboys would have won the Super Bowl, what if Green Bay win it next year? What if Green Bay win it this year and Cowboys win it next year? Who won the trade? I don't think we're going to know who won this trade. We're not going to see who won this trade until we get it on the field, until it gets the results. Because the results to know that you won the trade is the Super Bowl. Do I believe we're better? Yeah, I believe we're better. I believe we're better. I believe we're better talent-wise. Not talent as in Michael Parsons as a standalone talent. But we are better talent-wise because we've added more talent with the trades that we got from Michael Parsons. Not individually, but collectively we are more talented. We are more talented because you can't tell me that 5 good players are not better than 1 elite player. Especially if those players are all going to be starters, and some of those players have the potential to be great and may even equate into elite. Not to mention, we added a couple of elite players in, I believe, Quentin Williams and now Caleb Downs. The real Chris Dansley, he said no complaints about the trade regarding Parsons. He said, I was good getting Clark and Williams signed. Me too. Where I'm mad is, I believe they should have done it sooner. I mean, if you were going to trade him, you should have put it out there earlier. You just should have put it out there earlier. Dominique, the neighborhood skeptic, he said, now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody, yeah. That's it. Shoot, I'm telling you, man. But again, Angie said because they said he was a Cowboy for life, he doesn't look right in that yellow and green. And here's the problem, Angie. But he in that yellow and green. Shoot, man. You ever heard somebody, and this is what exes be talking about. Oh, I didn't want to break up with you, but we broke up. It's over with. It's over with. It's over with. It don't matter how it turned out. Shoot, it's over. It's over. And they're having this discussion, and I brought this up because they're having the same discussion, kind of what we've had a few times about winning the trade. And of course, Skip Bayless is feeling himself. He was on First Take. And so they were having, I caught it, Angie. Yeah, it was a song. I caught it. But yeah, I'm saying again, you my ex for a reason. Yeah, don't be tender man. I get it. Poopy D said, I don't talk bad about him because he gone, just not with us no more. There it is. Shoot. You ain't lying. Michael Lee said X mean just that. So they were having this discussion, kind of something similar to what we've had, talking about Cowboys and Michael Parsons. Let's check out what they're talking about here.
So, Skip, we all know you are not a Michael Parsons fan, but do you agree with Steven here?
For once, I agree with something one of the Joneses said, father or son. And this time it was son who said, I feel really good about where that trade left us, and I, as a fan, feel really good about where it left us. I just step back from this and think, God, we came very close to paying Micah Parsons $50 million a year to be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. And it's just not worth it. I'd rather have the 5 players that we have right now instead of that one player.
Now let me defend Michael Parsons once again, because I don't want anybody to ever think this is about bashing Michael Parsons. We didn't have the defense for Michael Parsons to really maximize his ability. We didn't have the defense. The best defensive tackle we had with Michael Parsons was also Diggy Zua. Do we realize what we're saying? We didn't have the players for Michael Parsons to maximize his talent. Green Bay allowed Michael Parsons to maximize his talent. It was better for him to go to a team like that. It was better. He went to a team to where they could move him all over the place. He was a chess piece in Green Bay. He wasn't the focal point of the defense. He was a chess piece. Michael was that we're going to the Super Bowl piece. You don't pay Michael Parsons that kind of money. You don't give up 2 first-round picks for Michael Parsons unless you're one player away. The Cowboys were not one player away. I don't know if people can understand that part. They were not one player away. And no matter the circumstance of how it happened, we're going to look back after this season, I believe, and we're going to realize it was the best thing that happened to us. The Cowboys needed more talent. And I'm not talking about a little bit. They needed a lot of talent. And they were not going to be able to get it as quick with Michael Parsons. You know, people say, oh, they could have did these same moves with Michael. I asked the same question I asked the other day. Who were the Jets going to give you? Who could you trade with the Jets to get Quinnen Williams? Who you giving up? CeeDee Lamb? You giving up CeeDee Lamb? Because that's who would have been on the table. You giving up CeeDee Lamb? We didn't have George Pickens at the time. You giving up Lamb? No, you're not giving up Lamb. You're not giving up CeeDee Lamb. No. This is it. It was the best thing for him. And it was the best thing for the Cowboys. The Cowboys were not one player away. To pay Michael Parsons that kind of money would have been insane, knowing that you needed a whole lot of more talent. Okay, Charles, reword that. House spoke up for him once he was gone with the Cowboys. Okay, reword it for me. USMC, he said, gee, they didn't play Parsons right, and to me, he refused to play linebacker. What if he played some linebacker in that Green Bay game in the playoffs? USMC, me and Dominique Pittman, Dominique said it. I agree. The Cowboys pigeonholed Michael Parsons. They pigeonholed him. They put him at edge rusher, lining him up predominantly on the left side of the defense, the right side of the offense facing. That's pretty much what they did. And when Mike Zimmer gave him carte blanche to move around where he wanted to, he still primarily lined up there. We just didn't have the talent. We didn't.
And yet you have to, it's hard to convince you guys because I live and die with these playoff games. I went through 4 playoff games with Micah Parsons, and he no-showed completely in 3 of them. And in the 4th one, we blew out Tampa at Tampa, and it was a 45-year-old Tom Brady against the 8-9 Bucks. And Micah got a sack in the final minute of a 32-14 game. That's his lone playoff sack in 4 playoff games. It's just not good enough for me to be worth $50 million. And I saw 2 teammates, DeMarcus Lawrence and Malik Hooker, blast him for caring more about his social media than about winning championships.
Yes,
and
sir,
being a
Charles
leader of a
Landry. I see
football
you.
team.
Not one person
And
was asking
Stephen
why.
Jones
Yeah.
is right. Quinn and Kenny Clark are alpha leaders. They're anchors for the defensive line, and they're hard to find. So we got that. And then we were able to add 3 more players, and I just hope against hope that Malachi Lawrence does turn into, just an approximation of Micah Parsons.
No, and this is where people continue to get this wrong. We don't need Malachi Lawrence to be Micah Parsons. We don't need Malachi Lawrence to be Micah Parsons. We need Malachi Lawrence to be Malachi Lawrence. That's what we need him to be. We need him to be Malachi Lawrence. The guy with a quick step, the guy with a high motor, the guy who is relentless and gets after the quarterback. That's what we need him to be. By the way, he hadn't signed yet either. Still wondering what's going on. Rod Curry said, had Jerry paid Michael early, the bag would be mute point. But again, let me tell you something, Rod Curry, sometimes we just got to realize, man, how things work, though. I think we're going to look back. I think we're going to look back and we're going to realize that everything that happened for the right reason. I don't believe in coincidences. I do not believe in coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. Bottom line, everything happens for a reason. And I believe that this was the best thing to happen for Micah Parsons because Green Bay, Micah Parsons is going to focus on football. Green Bay, they got some players already around him, even though they did lose some players. And the Cowboys got more talented without Micah Parsons. It's working out for both of them. I think it's the best thing that happened to both of them. I really do. I think it's the best thing that happened to both of them. Bottom line. And you got to think about what Jerry did. He didn't send him to Siberia. He sent him to the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Dominique is ignoring that nobody showed up. It wasn't just Michael. Oh, yeah. But, and Andrew, see, this is a great point, though. The team was too Michael dependent on defense the same way it was too Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb dependent on offense. This was the problem they had. The Dallas defense, it lived and died with Micah Parsons. When teams figured out how to stop Micah Parsons, it was over. Also, Diggy when they stopped Micah Parsons, Diggy was ineffective. This was one of the issues with Micah Parsons. Not Micah Parsons' fault, it's just what it was. It's just what it was. They didn't have enough talent around Micah Parsons. They didn't have enough talent around him. I remember Micah Parsons in 2024 when the New Orleans Saints came in and spanked the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons said, and I quote, "I can't be the only one making plays." Well, who else was going to make them, Michael? Because DeMarcus Lawrence was nothing but a run stopper in the grand scheme of things when he was here. Who else was going to make them? Also, Diggy Zoo not going to make them unless you're making plays. We didn't have enough talent around Micah Parsons. And Green Bay was the perfect place for him last year. Now, I don't know about this year because they've lost some players. But if they were going to win the Super Bowl, they should have won it last year. The offense let them down a few times. But just when it looked like they were about to get things clicking, they started getting hurt one by one on defense. one by one. And then Michael Parsons went down, and it was all she wrote. And so now the Green Bay Packers are stuck paying that contract, and they don't know when Michael Parsons is going to get back to himself. I hope Michael Parsons don't try to rush back. Hope he takes his time and get his body right.
Parsons, if he can give us some Micah Parsons, and Devin Moore and LT Overton, I just hope they turn into starters, if not stars. And that's 5 players. And then I also like what Steven said about, we've added the equivalent of 5 first-round draft choices to our defense because it is Caleb Downs and Rashawn Gary and Quinnen and Kenny and Malachi Lawrence. That's the equivalent of adding 5 first-round because they were first-round. Like you could, Kenny wasn't, but they have that kind of impact, kind of Pro Bowl impact. Yeah. So the totality of it, I'm good with. Let's go forward with this and hope that the kids rise and shine. Well,
coaching.
I don't really like to agree with Skip, but I agree with Skip. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. Yeah. But shit, he hit it on the head. They was not one player away.
No.
There it
defense
is.
was not one player away.
This is the main point that a lot of people miss. They were not one player away. They were not. And the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. The Cowboys had to do something different. They had to do something different. They did. Demetrius Noel said, gee, let's hope these unrealistic expectations evaporate because that isn't setting up a young group of players up for success. Well, as long as it's just the media, you can't stop the media from saying what they're saying. I believe the coaching staff, they're going to put their heads down and they're going to try to get these guys ready to go and do what they need to do. Kobe D, but let me add to what Angie is saying. It's not that they didn't show up. You got to explain to me who was talented enough to show up. That's what I'm adding to what Angie said. Who were the players? Who were the players that were talented enough around Michael Parsons to step up? Who? Tell me the player. Michael Parsons, that defense was built on the success of Michael Parsons. And if Michael Parsons couldn't have success, the defense didn't have success. They didn't have enough pieces around Micah that could be independent. That, for example, let me give you an example. So let's just pretend that Michael Parsons was here now. Michael Parsons would be better here now because Quinnen Williams demands double teams. Who you gonna double? You double Michael, Quinnen gonna eat you alive single. Also wasn't that good. He couldn't beat. Osa could not beat double teams. And definitely not consistently. Osa couldn't beat double teams. Who was the player that was going to step up after Micah got taken out of a game? Who's the player? Who? We didn't have the players. I mean, all the way from the D-line to the linebackers. Who were the players that when Micah got shut down, teams came in game planning the Cowboys the same way? Defensively, stop Michael Parsons. Offensively, take away CeeDee Lamb. Make Dak Prescott go to them 4th, 5th, and 6th string wide receivers. The game plan was simple. Who else was going to step up? Who? Who else was going to step up? DeMarcus Lawrence. Man, DeMarcus Lawrence was a bona fide run stopper. That's all he was. Dude couldn't rush the passer no more. D-Law had long stopped having the ability. This is the problem with D-Law. Michael Parsons can create on his own. What other player on the team could create on their own? Name them. Name them. DeMarcus Lawrence could not create on his own. He couldn't. And this is one of the reasons why him and Micah, man, they were butting heads. Because, man, D-Law was underperforming. He absolutely was. Y'all know why D-Law did so good with the Seattle Seahawks? Because they didn't need him. He was extra. He was extra. That's all he was, man. He was extra. He wasn't being asked to be the man. Man, we were asking Michael Parsons to be the man in Dallas. Hey, man, whole defense is Michael Parsons. We had no help for this man. That is why this was the best thing that happened to him. Green Bay had players around this man. Man, when I saw Micah in Green Bay, once he kind of got his wheels going, man, Green Bay's defense, and Poobie D pointed this out. Man, when you look at some of them losses by the Green Bay Packers, man, that Green Bay defense was holding those teams to less than 20 points. They were rocking. They were rocking with Michael Parsons. He was the chess piece. He was the chess piece, moving them all around, man. Here in Dallas, man, it was Michael or nothing. Michael or nothing, and that's where Skip is being disingenuous. Who else was going to step up on the team? We didn't have nobody. Cowboys needed more talent and needed it fast. And they got it. And Michael needed more talent. And Michael got it fast with Green Bay. It was a great move for both of them.
Man, it's a solid defense on paper now. If you look at it, man, they, like you said, they add Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, Malachi Lawrence.
Yeah.
You save money. Now you can sign Jalen Thompson, Kobe Durant, bring back Javante. Like the picks and the money all came into play to help you rebuild or rebuild that defense. So it was. You always want to keep a player like Parsons, though.
Yes,
you do. One of the most disruptive guys in the league.
But you got to have
if
players.
I can keep him, and we had the money to keep him. I'm trying to keep him.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't going to look good. If you sign him, you're going to be in cap hell trying to get all the rest of these people and you're just going to be
of Dak, because of CD, and now because.
I want y'all to think about the 1992 Cowboys. See, if we were to get, let's say we got this team we have right now, and we brought in Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons would be the Charles Haley of this team this year. Michael Parsons would be the Charles Haley of this team. Because we got a team that's talented on paper. We got to see what it's going to look like on the field. But this team is very talented on paper. Michael Parsons would be that piece that you say, now that you got Michael Parsons, you're going to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, we didn't have that kind of talent. See, that's what happened in 1992. A lot of people don't realize, no, the Cowboys were already talented on defense. Charles Haley set them over the top with the talent that they had. They had other people that could create on defense. We had nobody outside of Michael Parsons that could create on defense, and it destroyed us. It absolutely destroyed us. Now we got multiple guys that we're hoping that there's a Rock who's going to take this big step in year 2. Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams together they should be terrorizing teams. We're hoping Rashawn Gary, because now he's going to be with Kenny Clark. Now he's going to be with Quentin Williams. That Rashawn Gary should look similar to what he looked before Michael Parsons went down last year in Green Bay. We think about some of these linebackers that we have, that DeMarion Overshown should be able to eat now because of Rashawn Gary and because of bringing in Malachi Lawrence and Jay Sean Barb. I mean, now we got players to where we're saying that we got a team that can play off each other. We got guys that don't even mention Caleb Downs. Now we got a safety. That if everything goes according to plans, he should be able to create back there, create chaos, keep guys in the right spot, create turnovers. I mean, if Parsons was on this team, I'm telling you right now, all of us would be singing Super Bowl. All of us would be singing Super Bowl. But it's on paper. We got to see what it's going to look like when we get it on the field. And that's why, for me, I done already told y'all what my litmus test is. Oxnard, California, Los Angeles Rams. Because I'm telling y'all right now, the Los Angeles Rams, they're not going to treat that Cowboys thing in Oxnard, California. They're not going to treat it like a scrimmage. No, they're treating it like the playoffs. Because, hey, Cowboys, we may see y'all down the road. So we going to stomp y'all to let y'all know that when y'all see us later on, what happened in Oxnard, California. So the litmus test is going to be when we get it on the field. But on paper, Man, if you could put Michael Parsons on this team, oh, it's a whole different ballgame.
Because of Pickens.
Exactly. So you probably wasn't going to be able to bring back Javonte.
Nope.
Pickens, like, I don't know. It's like you just wasn't going to be in a good spot if you signed
You'd
him.
have to restructure and
Restructuring, you're just going to be in cap hell. Your money situation going to be all messed up if you keep him. But, man, if you tell me I could get rid of Parsons, then I could bring back a equally disruptive guy in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm doing that all day long. You know what I'm saying? So I think they won. I think it was a good move. I think if you look at their roster and what they gonna put out this year, I think the Cowboys gonna feel real good about the trade.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And even if it's not this year, they're going to feel real good about it next year, I believe. I think they're going to feel real good about it next year because you get a lot of rookies. They'll get a year up under their belt, and I think they'll feel real good. But we got to get it on the field, and that's going to be the big thing now. We got to get it on the field. And thankfully, we changed defensive coordinators. So now we gonna see what it looks like. Yeah, man. Hey, man, we got some. Hey, y'all. Hey, we got some players, man. Thompson. I'm excited about Kobe Durant. Got some players. Yeah. Mark Vasquez said, yeah, we had Haley, Lett, Marilyn Tolbert. See, Cowboys had players, man. By the time they added Haley was just icing on the cake. It's just like when the Cowboys brought in Deion Sanders. Man, the Cowboys were uber talented when they brought in Deion Sanders. Uber talented. You just help them take it over the top. Uber talented. Yeah, Rod Carey. Yeah, we just got to get this defense on the field now. We got to get it on the field. Yeah, we got to get it on the field, see what it looks like. Let them make some errors, trial and errors. Because I'm telling you, man, every year it seems like it takes this team all the way to Thanksgiving to get it right. So I'm hoping they hitting the ground running and they can get this thing right early this time rather than later.
I mean, I agree with both of you guys. I think that was the most valuable move this entire season or off season, whatever you want to call it. You know, their immediate return on investment, Clinty Clark, Quentin Williams, right? Malachi Lawrence, who knows what he can be? He can be Parsons, right?
Maybe.
Or he could be a little bit worse, you know,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Skip doesn't think so.
I hope so. I don't know. I thought it was a little
I don't see no
reachy.
Parsons in him, but
he
He's a
got
different
speed,
style
he
of
got
passer.
power,
Yeah.
and when you clogging up the middle, that's really what
It
you want
is.
from the outside.
That is true.
And when I was looking, you know, at the draft picks,
Yes,
and
sir, real
bringing in
estate
Rashawn
vet.
Gary, you bring Kobe Durant in, Caleb Downs, who is, you know, can play the nickel, can play the free safety, can play the strong safety with the safeties that you already got there, and you brought in Jalen Thomas. Man, that defense is looking very formidable. And if you've noticed,
Really?
right
You'd go
now,
all the way to formidable?
it's looking formidable. I'm
It
not
was
lying.
still out there. I like it.
It was the
formidable.
worst defense in franchise history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
don't-
when
it don't
you
take
put all
much.
bring it when you're not bringing in one player and you filling all these holes with a bunch of quality
Yeah,
professionals,
they're
right?
quality.
Pro
I
Bowl
agree.
type
Yeah,
players,
yeah.
early round draft picks.
Okay.
It could change overnight. Now you got a new DC who's had success in coaching the secondary in Denver, right? What
He did.
last year. So, you know, I think it's there. But when I look at the biggest factor in this, it's attitude, man. And Micah's attitude is not a serious attitude to me. Whether you look at the interview he did with
Oh, wait a minute. Who is this dude? What? This dude has got the nerve to say this? Who is this dude? Wow. You know what, though? I think Michael's attitude is more serious in Green Bay. Because it's not the cameras, it's not the glitz, the glamour, it's not the national media over there in Green Bay. I do think, and I this is another reason why I think this is one of the best things that happened to Micah, because I believe that Green Bay is better for him just because the spotlight isn't like it is in Dallas. And so, you remember what Michael said? I'm just quoting what Michael said. Michael said, it's different over here. It's all football. Michael said that. Not this guy. Michael said it's all football in Green Bay. What did Michael do when he got to Green Bay? He shut the podcast down. Why did he do all that? Why did Michael do all of that in Green Bay? Why did he do it? I mean, this guy, he's saying the quiet part out loud. But in reality, Michael Parsons is the one who showed us this. Michael is the one who said, yeah, it's different over here. He said it. It's different over here, man. It's all football. Even when Trayvon Diggs came over there. Yeah, man, it's different over here. Well, what's different, Michael? It's all football. Dallas, because of the glitz and the glamour, may have been too big of a distraction for Michael Parsons. Anybody ever thought about that? It might have been too much. And even if it's not Dallas per se, the way Jerry Jones was running the team when Michael was here. The way Jerry was running the team when Michael was here might have been too much for even Michael Parsons, and he didn't realize it. Yeah. Because Jerry liked all the stuff that, man, Jerry loved the podcast. He had no problem with it. He had no problem with any of it. So I'm telling you, man, this is like, I think this was the best thing for both of them. USMC said, I'm nervous about this schedule. This year is going to be survival of the fittest. Who can stay the healthiest? I hope we have some killer luck on our side. Let me tell you something. USMC, appreciate that super chat. Tell you what I said yesterday. You want to be the man, you got to beat the man. You want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Don't get me wrong, though. I wouldn't mind one of them New England Patriots schedules from last year. With this defense, this new defense, I would. Oh man, I wouldn't mind one of them New England Patriots. Oh, Bad said, hey man, that dude said what he said. Yeah. USMC said he agreed 100%. Yeah, Brandon Cup, I do think they brought a new attitude here. Shotty and Cup. Sorry. Shotty and Christian Parker. Yeah, Mark Vasquez Barnum has that grit. Yeah, I like him. He definitely looks very intense. Angie said, does he still jersey swap? Talking about who, Micah? Let me see. USMC said he had no shorts, but he should have done. Nobody was watching it suck. Well, I think what happened is he left Dallas. Left Dallas. And this is why I say this might have been good for both of them. Poobie D. And this, Poobie D, you don't realize how powerful what you said is, and maybe you do. Poobie D, I'm telling us, maybe I'm going crazy. I just don't remember Michael Parsons. I just don't remember Michael Parsons being like this when he was at Penn State. Man, Dallas, man, you got to be careful coming to Dallas. Everybody can't handle this, man. Everybody can't handle this spotlight over here in Dallas. And this is why I really appreciate George Pickens, man, because George Pickens is really coming here, and in that spotlight, he has shined very bright. He's shined very bright, and I really appreciate that about George. And I'm looking forward to him to doing it another year.
Miles Garrett, and he was talking about him being better, and Miles was sitting there like, well, I got to stop the run, and I got to do this. And it was just a seriousness that I want from somebody playing that position.
Wow.
It's too playful for me. Is that the last guy you want to be with you in the alley? What they say that saying?
You want to take him in
the alley with you? I could name a bunch of outside rushers that I would want before I bring Michael Parsons.
Great point.
That's all.
Boy, who is this dude? Boy, he ain't like he ain't gonna never see Mike on the street nowhere. He ain't gonna never see this dude talk like he. This dude talking like he ain't gonna never see Mike on the streets nowhere. Angie, you hitting it on the head, Angie. Cowboys is Hollywood. It is, Angie. It's Hollywood, and you got to be real careful in Dallas because it's so Hollywood. And if you become Hollywood, man, you don't want to become Hollywood in Hollywood. You don't want to. Nah, when you're in Hollywood, you got to be careful not to become Hollywood. And so, Angie, I really believe Green Bay was good. And I really give Jerry credit. Jerry sent Michael Parsons to a place that's good for him. Sent him to a place where he got an opportunity once again. Sent him to a place to where he's, dare we say, an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. And man, who knows what they could have did last year if they not start getting torn with injuries.
A serious leader that's about ball 24/7 if I'm going to give you 50 a year.
Yeah.
50.
Who is this
No,
guy?
I agree with Stephen Jones. I agree with what you guys said. The Cowboys should feel good about the moves they've made since the Micah Parsons trade. When you look at the 5 guys that they've added for Micah Parsons, 2 of which should be key pieces on the defense this year, especially in Christian Parker's scheme. Hopefully, for the next 3 to 5 years, Malachi Lawrence, I think, could potentially be a starter in this 3-4 defense, or at worst, will be a pass rusher that comes in on third down or obvious passing situations.
That's
just
probably
to get,
more likely.
Well, that way he can get his feel and ease his way into the NFL and get comfortable with his pass moves, and then gets more of a workload as the time goes on. And then the other 2 guys, the Moore and Overton, 2 guys that I liked. I watched them in college. I think they could potentially contribute this year. But when you look at this situation in its entirety, Skip, you said it best, I know the Cowboys had the worst season they've had defensively in franchise history last year. And a big part of that wasn't just the players, it was also the scheme they ran under Eberflus, but it was a bad year. But the year before that, with Micah Parsons in 2024, they were 28th in total defense, they were 31st in scoring defense, and they were also 29th in rushing defense. Now, I'm not putting that all on one player. I'm not saying that Micah Parsons was the reason that the defense was bad. He did his part, and he missed 4 games that year and still had 12 sacks in 13 games. So I'm not blaming him, but the Cowboys realized that they had other positional needs they needed to address, and they couldn't do that if you pay Micah Parsons $50 million. I know that they didn't see the benefits from that this year, but I think the moves they've made are going to pay off, and we're going to start to see the progress on defense this season with those players. So I do like the move. It's tough to replace a guy like Micah Parsons. Is he one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, one of the best defensive players in the NFL? Absolutely, but the Cowboys needed to add more players at other positions, so I think they did make the right move.
Yeah.
Whoa! That dude, TJ Ward, I appreciate y'all telling me who that is. Oh my goodness, TJ Ward went off. TJ Ward. Oh my, man. Man, TJ Ward went off, man. I hadn't listened to this before. This is how I like to do it. I like to hear this the first time with y'all. These reactions are genuine. I had not listened to this before I played it. Oh my gosh. That boy went crazy. Yeah, Dave said that's the former safety with the Broncos, TJ Ward, when they won the last Super Bowl. Yeah, he ain't afraid of Michael Parsons then. He ain't afraid of him. Safeties are crazy anyway. Safeties are basically linebackers in cornerback bodies. And they try to hit like safeties too. So, man, let me tell you something. And Angie just made a great statement here too. Hold on a second. Man, Angie said something here, boy. Y'all better listen to this. She said, I don't hate Micah at all like some fans, and I don't either. She said, but I do agree with him about what he said about Micah. He do have a goofy, friendly personality. She said, I don't like that. Yeah. Angie. Yeah. But again, it's amazing to me how he is in Green Bay. Because now it's all football. It's no longer Hollywood. He got the money. Now he's over in Green Bay. And what else is it to do but play football? I mean, come on, man. What else is it to do over there? USMC said he don't even think he was the best defensive players in the league. USMC, tell us how you really feel, USMC. Oh, man. Football Fanatics said just made some red beans and rice. Oh, boy. Sausage and scrimp. Football Fanatic, you ever heard of scrimp? Where Bass at? Bass, you ever heard of scrimp? We don't call them shrimp where I'm from. We call them scrimp. Got them scrimps. Yes, sir. Got them scrimps. All right, guys, let me hit you with some quick hits, and then we go get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Best chat on YouTube, boy. Y'all have been great today, man. Y'all been great today, boy. Y'all almost broke me down in that first part, man. We had to recover from the mothers and fathers talk, boy. Woo. Boy. I had to recover. Angie the Rebel Chicks and Tatiana, they had to go and start talking about Reuben Bang Jr. hairline to get themselves some stop crying. I saw what y'all was doing. I saw what y'all was doing over there. All right, let's see here. Let me hit y'all with these quick hits, and then we gonna get out of here on this Good Friday, man. Good Friday. And again, man, I'm just gonna remind y'all again, man, if y'all mama's still alive, man, Shoot. Boy, y'all better thank the Lord. Call y'all mama tonight if y'all get an opportunity, man. I ain't playing with you. Shoot. Call your mama tonight. Call your mama, call your father tonight. If you don't call them, send them a text. And don't just use Mother's Day as the day you take care of your mama. From this day forward, the Bible says to honor your father and mother. You honor your mother every single day. Every single day. But you wait till no doggone Mother's Day. You do it every single day. All right, so let me give you a couple of quick hits. Yeah, I saw. I saw what you was doing, Angie. I saw what you was doing. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. You were getting tough up in here, man. Getting tough up in here. I'm telling you. All right, so I thought this was pretty interesting. They said best offenses entering into OTAs. Best offenses entering into OTAs. And so they got the Rams at 1, the Cowboys at 2, the Bengals at 3, Hawks at 4, Bills at 5, Bears at 6, Ravens at 7, Patriots at 8, Chiefs at 9, and the Lions at 10. Now, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up is because are the Dallas Cowboys one of the best offenses entering into the OTAs because of Brian Schottenheimer, or is it because of Dak Prescott? That's why I'm bringing this up. Because when I look at the Dallas Cowboys, I think it's more about the talent that the Cowboys have that makes them one of the best offenses. You got Dak Prescott, you got George Pickens, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Ferg / Michael Trigg, you got Kevontae Turpin, you got Ryan Flanoy, you got Tyler Booker, Cooper Beebe. I mean, you got Ty Smith, Cooper Beebe. I'm missing somebody there on that offensive line as far as that triangle goes. But you got a doggone good offense out there. And when you think about the Cowboys, Shotty can call more generic plays. His plays can be more generic. And Dak Prescott, because we've seen Dak Prescott do it up under Jason Garrett. We saw Dak Prescott do it up under Kellen Moore. We saw Dak Prescott do it up under Mike McCarthy. And now we've seen Dak Prescott do it up under Brian Schottenheimer. It don't matter who you going to put in front of Dak Prescott or put with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott going to eat, man. Dak going to eat. Yeah, don't forget Spanford. I like Spanford. Don't forget Spanford. Dak going to eat, man. Dak going to eat no matter what you put him with. But when I think about the Rams, I don't think Matthew Stafford first. I think Sean McVay first. Because Sean McVay, man, you watch some of the offensive plays that Sean McVay called, and you're just like, wow, what? Sean McVay will make your head spin on some of the plays he calls. He really is a master play caller. I don't put Brian Schottenheimer yet in that category of master play caller. I think Brian Schottenheimer is a good play caller. A good play caller. But I think he relies a lot, and I don't know, maybe this is what you do, but I think he relies a lot more on the talent of of Dak Prescott. I think he relies more on the talent of Dak Prescott. And it's not that Matthew Stafford isn't talented. Man, Matthew Stafford is talented. But what I like about Sean McVay is that McVay, because of his play calling skills, he seems to be able to utilize the skills of Stafford, Nakua, Devontae Adams. He is able to exploit the talent through the play calling. But I see Dak Prescott exploiting the opposing defense because of his talent and the talent around him, if that makes sense. I would really like to see Brian Schottenheimer this year step up his play calling and actually become one of those play callers that we go, man, this dude, Brian, you see what he called this week? Man, my wife asked me a simple question. Ladies in the chat. Ladies in the chat, y'all answer me if y'all ever have these thoughts. Because I already know some of the fellas do. But I want the ladies to answer me on this too. Fellas, y'all chime in too. But my wife is not a football aficionado by far. But she loves the Dallas Cowboys. And my wife will actually look at other football games in particular. When she looks at the Rams. When she looks at the Bears. When she looks at the 49ers. And my wife will be asking me, like I got the answer. I ain't got the answer. My wife will say, why don't our players run wide open like that? My wife is even noticing the difference in our plays versus Sean McVay and these other type of coaches' plays. She's noticing. Does anybody not realize there's a reason why Dak Prescott he leads the league, it seems like, most of the year in the most tight window throws? How do you do that and you got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb? How is that happening? We know they can get away from people. I wonder about our play design sometimes. I really do. So when I see the best offenses entering in the OTAs, I'm looking at that like this is because of Dak Prescott and the talent more than it is about Brian Schottenheimer and the play calling. Frank Lawrence, Let's Talk Cowboys, best live chat on YouTube. No doubt about it. Yeah, USMC, he says it's more Prescott and company. Yeah, I agree. I really would like to see this year. I would like for Brian to now sit down and say, man, I got a talented offense. Now I'm going to tear it up. Now I'm about to tear it up. I'm going to do some crazy stuff this year. Appreciate you, Henry Williams. He said, love this show, G. Our defense with CP going to be top flight. I believe so, too. Yeah, I believe he needs to be, yeah. Jeremy Best said, run the more to set up the pass. Yeah, run it more to set up the pass. Then it'll be less tight windows and more wide open throws. And this is why we're going to have to find out who is going to be our running back number 2. We got to see who our running back number 2 is going to be. Because we really need to get that ground game going without running Javonte Williams into the ground. Clifford said, I don't blame Michael, even if Jerry Jones did pay him. It's basically overhauling the defense. I mean, it was the best thing for both of them. It really was. Oh, Angie, yes, he got to work on them red zone plays. Yes. Work on them red zone plays. Yeah, I want this to be more about his play calling now. Man, give us some plays, man. Something to Javale said, G, do it every day with those who can. And to those of us who can still say I love you. Yes. Talking about the moms. Yeah, man. Yeah. Glenn Harrison, Dak has a few more weapons to play with. It's pick your poison. And that's why I really want Brian to come out with, he said that we're evolving. Tatiana, you see, you said the same thing. That's me asking the same question. Man, my wife be killing me with those questions, Tatiana. Why don't our players be running wide open like that? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. We don't have a master play caller. Because I'm telling you, man, Ben Johnson isn't below the Cowboys because of the play calling. It's because of the talent. Robert Dudley says Sean McVay and Ben Johnson are the measuring stick. Yes. It just said, G, thinking the same as me. Yeah. Man, my wife be looking at football. She be like, why ain't we running wide? Why ain't our players running wide open? Boy, she be laughing. Edge, my wife be watching the game. She just say something similar to what you was talking about, that red zone. My wife would be like, why did he throw the ball right there? I don't know. I don't know what's in the mind of this man. I really don't. But I want him to become a better play caller this year. Marcus Bacherio, he said, in my opinion, they're basing it off overall talent. Yeah, because there's no way on God's green earth McVay would have let Riley Moss off the hook like Shoddy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's got to be talent-based. It's got to be talent-based, man. Football Fanatic said, my wife says, don't you always say the Cowboys are going to be good? She trolling. Oh, man, boy. Boy, the women that have you, boy, the women to be putting you in place when you watching that game, boy. You have to be, man, you got to be explaining stuff, man. You got to be explaining stuff you can't even explain. Demetrius Noel said, gee, honestly, Shoddy is barely above average. His play calling is the biggest concern as far as the offense is concerned. Shoddy needs to improvise, innovate, and be aggressive. And that's the big thing. Man, you got to be more aggressive. Be more aggressive, man. Yeah, Red, we better appreciate Dak while we got him. Ooh. Man, you ain't lying. Too Cool Rod, what's up? You changed the name. I forgot what the name was before. You wasn't always Too Cool Rod, were you? Too Cool Rod said, G, no matter what Jaden Blue does, Shoddy will find a way not to play him. Boy, I think they're going to give him a shot, man. I think they're going to give him a shot this year. All right, man. All right, I just wanted to hit y'all with that quick hit, man, because I saw that. I was like, man, ain't no dang going way the Cowboys are number 2 based off of the play calling of Brian Schottenheimer. All right, let's get another quick hit here. Another quick hit in here. All right, Cowboy fans, we are not going to have to wonder anymore come May the 14th. The schedules. May the 14th. We will be live on that day. We are going live as soon as they release that schedule. The NFL has confirmed that the schedule release will be next Thursday. Yes. Schedule release. Schedule release. Yes. Yes. We get to actually see who is going to be home and away games. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Quay said my husband is the one asking me those questions because he know I watch and listen to all football, but I know about my boys. Hey, I'd be like laughing because I'm like, because I know these are rhetorical questions because she know I don't really know the answer. She know I don't know the answer. Gregory Davis said, I believe Shoddy going to open up the Cowboys playbook. I hope so. And I think Jerry is also kind of implying that too. Like, yeah, Shoddy going to make some improvements this year. Yeah. He left some points out there on the field. Because I believe that Jerry is probably telling them, hey, man, it may take us a few games to get our feet up under, so we're going to really need this offense to be high octane. Edge said, yeah, I think the run game is the reason why Shoddy play calling is questionable. But why throw so much when your tackles can't hold up on pass plays? And why throw so much in the red zone? I don't even get that part. Okay, I see you too, Cool Rod. Robert Dilley said Edge also needs to grow a pair. Oh, yes. Man, so conservative on the road. So conservative on the road. Bass, you're right again. More triple wide receiver sets. I'd even go into 2 tight end looks. Yeah, got a mean passing catch up and group. Got a mean passing catching group. And with Javonte bullish rugged run style, maybe Blue can get right and be the change of pace. Yeah, man. Yeah, got to be aggressive. Booby D said my wife went for what is 1st and 10 to get out that dang zone. Oh, shoot. Boy, I'm telling you, man. Boy, I'm telling you. Bass, I hope we done with... Man, Turpin running in C routes was insane to me, bro. They never used Turpin right. Cowboys extended Turpin and said, man, we're going to make him do more than what he's supposed to be doing. All right, man, but hey, that's going to be May 14th. Man, I'm excited about the schedule release. We are going to be talking about that on that day. We're going to definitely be talking about that. All right. Last quick hit of the day. We got another one of our cornerbacks. We have another one of our cornerbacks over here, Josh Butler. Josh Butler has been putting in the work. Josh Butler actually said he was ready last year. This is Josh Butler, man. Josh Butler's out here. He's putting in work. He in the weight room. I'm excited for Josh Butler, man. I hope he can really get it back together. But he's back out there. He's back out there, so I'm excited. I'm excited. Josh Butler. Cornerback room going to be real exciting for the Cowboys this year, y'all. All right, man. All right, let me show y'all a couple things real quick before I get up out of here. All right. So, Angie, when the beginning of the season, don't forget. When the season begins, do not forget, Angie. When Caleb Downs gets that number 2 jersey. When Caleb Downs gets that number 2 jersey, that jersey is actually going to be yours. Courtesy of Let's Talk Cowboys. Let me see. All right. So let me show y'all this. I said this before and I didn't get a chance to do it, but I want to show it again. So I want to pick a couple of people here. Tatiana, you still present? Need to see if Tatiana is still present. Edgy said, I'm not gonna forget. She said, I'm not gonna forget. Tatiana, you still present. They got a pretty good sale going over here. All right, if not, I'm gonna talk to Tatiana on the next go round if she ain't on here. All right. But I am gonna go here. If you wear a small, medium, large, extra large, extra large, or extra large. Tatiana, there you go. Tatiana. All right, Tatiana. So, Tatiana, what size do you wear in men as far as hoodies and shirts go? What size do you wear, Tatiana? All right, check out the Mike Fisher on this quarterback from Texas they talking about. Okay, I'll check it out tonight. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Now, I'd asked y'all before that y'all like this. I'm waiting on Tatiana to give me an answer on what size. What size do you wear in men's hoodies? Now, I'm just going to say right now, I'm going to give away this shirt right here. Who likes this shirt right here? I've already asked this before. Who likes this shirt? This shirt right here, I know some folks don't like this shirt. But the folks who do, who likes this shirt? Because you're going to see me wearing this probably next week. Who likes this shirt? I can see your comments, Tatiana, but I can't see, you didn't tell me the size. I wanted to see if you wanted one of these hoodies. I wanted to send you one of these hoodies. I don't think you'll like this. I don't think you like that right there. I don't think you're going to like that polo shirt. Probably more men who would probably like that polo shirt. Let me go back for a second. Hold on. All right. Any of the guys like that shirt? JP the Goog, he spoke up. He said he liked that shirt. All right. Newhouse said he liked that shirt. All right. Newhouse. JP the Goog. Yeah, Andrew, that shirt is in polo style. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. All right, let me put. All right, I just put my email address. Tatiana, send me an email. Make sure you put your YouTube handle. Send me your size. Send me your address. I promise I won't show up at your doorstep, but the shirt will. The shirt will. Okay, you a small in men's? Okay, hold on. Let me back up. Okay, you a small in men's. Okay, I'm gonna give you a choice. I'm gonna give you a choice. You can get this hoodie, beige, small. You can get this hoodie, blue. You can get this hoodie, blue. Those are the 3 hoodies. You can get this hoodie, or this hoodie. Which one you like? JP the Goog, New House fam, make sure y'all send me y'all's email, send me y'all's information. I'm gonna send y'all out that Cowboys polo shirt. I know the ladies, they like wearing hoodies. They like wearing hoodies. Yeah, I just sent you. I can't remember how many have I sent. Is it 1 or 2? That beige is fire. All right, Angie, you want a beige? These sizes are limited though. They only got small and medium. They only got small and medium. Okay, JP the Goog. JP the Goog, New House fam. Y'all send me y'all information. Y'all send me your information. Ron Mack, what's up? Send me your information. Brandon Cup, send me your information. So I got 72 Chevelle. So let me see. I done forgot the names already. That's 5. Brandon Cup, 72 Chevelle, Ron Mack, New House fam, Poobie D. Y'all send me your size. JP the Goog. Y'all send me your size. I just put the email in there. Angie said just 1. I don't think this one. Okay, you don't want the hoodie? All right, Tatiana, make sure you send me your information. Oh, I got you on that jersey. You know I got you already. I got you on that jersey. Robert Dudley, send me your information. I'm stopping in 7 shirts. Yeah, I'm going live tomorrow, Demetrius Noel. You know it. Demetrius Noel, you want one of them shirts, man? That is Fashion Nova. All right, you like the blue hoodie with the star. Tatiana, gotcha. 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 Okay, I sent you one. All right. So you want to smart, Tatiana, make sure, send that information to my email address. I got you. I got you. All right, hold on. All right. Demetrius, you like the polo shirt? I just put my email address in there again, Brandon Cook. It's in the chat. In the chat. I'm giving out the men these polo shirts here. Yeah, I'm giving out the men those shirts. I'm not sure it can be pinned from where I'm doing it. All right, appreciate JP the Goo. I think that's about 10 shirts. Now, if I didn't see your name, I'll have to hit you on the next go round. All right, Tatiana, you like the beige or you want the blue? You said you want the blue. Just send it to me in the email. The beige is the best looking one, but it's limited in size. It's a small and a medium. It's a small and a medium. All right. Small and a medium. So that one's very limited. I know some of you ladies like to wear your hoodies very big. So that's a small and a medium. That's pretty exclusive. But Tatiana says she wants the blue, but she gonna tell me what she want in the email. Tell me what you want. Yeah, as a matter of fact, CGW, by the time the season start, though, I'm gonna have my own merchandise. Yeah, I have my own merchandise by the time the season start. So I'm gonna be doing some giveaways when I get the merch going, and I'll be giving all the mods merch for free. Yeah. All right, send me what you want. Which one of those hoodies you want, Tatiana? All right. Angie, if you want one of these hoodies, I don't know. Let me know if you want one of these 3. You got this one, but it's only a small and medium. The blue one, small, medium, large, extra large, and triple extra large. And then this one is only in small, medium, and large. Those are the 3. I got you. I got you, Eddie. You said no mediums. I feel you. No mediums. All right. You got a choice of 2 more here. You got small, medium, and large. And you can get this one in a small, medium, large, extra large, and then triple extra large. They don't have the double XL. Yeah, I'll be doing some more of these probably next month. And I'm gonna probably start giving away a jersey. I'm gonna give away a jersey a month until the season starts. So we'll be giving away a jersey in June, July, and August. We'll be giving away a jersey. Might actually give away 2, men and women. So we'll see if my money is funny. All right. So I've already sent the name. I already said the names of the people on this polo shirt. I put my email address in there again. Men, I'm giving out 10 of these. I'm giving out 10 of these right here. Now, any of you ladies, if y'all want one of these, I don't mind getting a couple of these for the ladies. Miss Matrix, you in here? You want one of these polo shirts? I don't know who all ladies, because some of the names, I see Demetrius Noel, but I got a cousin named Demetrius Noel, and he's a guy. Sometimes Demetrius Noel is a lady, so I don't know. Eddie said, yeah, Jay, about the hoodie, I'm still liking them. Hey, let me know if you want one. If you want one, send me an email. Like I said, this one here, small, medium, large. And then this other one here, this one's small, medium, large, extra large, triple extra large. And then if you wanted that, but I don't like that thing right there, it's ugly. Hey, I got this one from Fashion Nova, Cal ACGW. They don't have it no more. Hey, Football Fanatic, you want the silver collar shirt? Make sure you send me your information. All right, guys, I done told you the names. I didn't even remember them. I wasn't writing them down. So them 10 guys who send me, the 10 guys who hit me up with their size, the 10 guys gonna get those shirts. They're gonna get them shirts. And Football Fanatic, it's actually gonna be 11 because I already owe you one. So Football Fanatic, if you want one of these hoodies right here, I don't know if you can fit that, let me know. Because I told you was getting a hoodie, so let me know. 10 folks who send me, the 10 guys who send me their size, they are gonna get one of these polo shirts. Tatiana, she got a hoodie. Okay, good. My cousin is a man too, Demetrius. Gotcha. All right, any more ladies? Any more ladies? Miss Matrix, you in here? Miss Matrix, Queen, y'all in here? I know we went pretty long today. But if y'all in here, let me know. Send me, I'm gonna put it in here one more time, then we're gonna sign off. All right, but 10 of these. Send me your size, and when I get the 10, I'm done. And then, of course, Football Fanatic, I'm gonna send you out your stuff too. I'll get these out to you in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But y'all send it to me. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Had to make sure I did some giveaways to the best chat on YouTube. Best chat on YouTube. Give yourselves a hand. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace. Hey.
Yo, G.